Okay, so this will be continuing on. Just watched S. Jade Strife. I should have audio now. I realized that wasn't happening in the last one I recorded, but from now on you should be able to hear uh, all the videos. Oops. But that's okay. It's happening now. Alright. So get some flash panels. Sad imp. Good dog. Best friend. Oh, that was actually an animation on that last one, I think. Yeah, it's just slow. I missed it. Implosion. Good dog. Best friend. Jade Level up. Echelladder. From Little Curie, Glasshouse Urchin, Blowsack Scalawag, Peacock Smarty Pants, Fallout Bloomer, Dream Teen, Oakley Fangirl Number 1, Narcoleptoddler, Adam Nabber, Clamberlass, Satellite Debutante, Viridian Neophyte, Shut-Eye Crackshot, Ribbit Rustler, Kiddo Eclipse, Green Tyke. You finally hop off the lowly Green Tyke rung and ensure your position on the somewhat respectable Kiddo Eclipse rung. You have a lot of climbing ahead of you. Jade, thank best friend. Thanks, Beck. Good boy. So, can you talk now? What do you have to say? Beck Sprite. Oh god, the epilepsy. His speech is just... Yeah, that actually giving me a headache. I wonder what Beck was actually saying in this part. I don't think this ever gets revealed later on. You think you will try to keep conversations with Beck Sprite to a minimum from now on. Greetings. Hello. You have extraordinarily bad timing. Her guardian will not be pleased with your intrusion. Don't I know you? Yes, you do. You might want to step away from the computer. Oh, it's exploding. PM. Rule. You have no idea how to rule. What orders could there possibly be to give anyway? All you want to do is deliver mail. You do not want to be the stupid queen, and you do not want to wear this stupid mailbox crown. This is stupid. Dumb. White Queen. Approach Queen. Your new ruler seems upset. You understand it is not easy being in a position of authority. You politely inform her that as the queen she is under no obligation to wear a crown. It is her decision. She should understand that a queen is the sum of her decisions, not her fashion accessories, and no queen makes decisions alone. All wise rulers surround themselves with trusted advisors. The new queen should understand she has friends to help her. PM. Appoint royal advisor. You make your first decision as the new Prospertin monarch. The questant receives the new royal insignia. Jade Return. You return to the grand foyer. It's a bit less cluttered than you remembered it being. What happened in here? Where is everything? All the globes and house guests and the Crookstruder and Grandpa? Beck, what did you do? Has someone been a bad dog? Wait, never mind. Please don't answer that. Jade, go upstairs. You return to find your beautiful atrium in ruins, and to make things worse, your alchemitter and totem lathe were destroyed as well. On the bright side, it looks like your lunch top was undamaged. Jade retrieved lunch top. You've been dying to get back to your computer so you can touch base with John again. He's probably been going crazy wondering about you, but it seems someone else is messaging you right now. Jade, answer Dave. Turn Tech Godhead, begin pestering Garden Gnostic. Hey, welcome to the medium finally, I guess. Hey, last time I talked to you, I was asking for help and you were just knacking at me. What was up with that, bro? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. It was probably just some horror terror chirping at you during one of your nap bubble mindfucks. It's not the point. I just wanted to say I just saw you. You did? Yeah, you appeared for a second, shooting at an imp, and then you disappeared. Oh, yes, I did get around during that battle, didn't I? It was really intense. Those stupid things are impossible to kill. No, you can kill them. You'll get better, don't worry. In the heat of the fray, I didn't notice you. Where were you? 3 places. I remember seeing you twice before in different locations, but at the moment I'm standing in the middle of this snowy goddamn field freezing my shit off. Just wanted to see if you were cool. Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. What do you mean you remember seeing me? Was I jumping through time or something? No, I was. This is a future me. One of the future me's, that is. You're from the future? Yeah, Jade, that's what the future me means. John told me you've been doing some time traveling. Yeah, that is really, really awesome. It's okay. Hey, it's pretty fucking cold. I know. It is a really neat place, but it's freezing. So I'm gonna go someplace warm. Be back in a while later. Wait, Dave. Ugh, stupid, lousy, cool Daves. Okay, I'm back an hour later. An hour? An hour for me. A second for you. I ran around for an hour to get my ass someplace warm, went back in time, picked up where we left off. I cannot believe how cool that is. This is me believing neither that nor its coolness. Yeah, I guess I'm sort of used to it by now. I don't think of hours going by the same way anymore. I mean, they are my hours, but not everyone else's. They're kind of like private hours all to myself, while everyone else is sort of in slow motion stuck in the thick of the alpha. I don't know if I get that, but okay. Well, yeah, my thing is time, yours is space. Pretty different things. You get things about space I don't, or you will. I will? Yep. Okay. But anyway, you're right, it's cold. I have to go back inside. I wish I had winter clothes. And if I did, I also wish that my wardrobe of fire didn't blow up with all my beautiful clothes inside it. I'm so horribly unprepared for this. I've never even seen snow before. Can you believe that? Pretty believable since you lived on Guam or whatever the fuck, and also inside an active volcano. Derp, yes, Dave, that is so where I lived. That is as biographically accurate as it gets about me. Well, I've never seen it now either, now that I think about it. No? No. Isn't it great? Nah, lava's better. Lava is not better than snow. Yeah, there's lava and skeletal skyscrapers all melting and shit. How is that not way cooler than snow and, like, more snow? You can't play in lava. It's no fun. You can only die in lava. Snow's a big chilly carpet if nobody gives a shit. Like old man Winter spread around his nasty mayonnaise and turned the landscape into his personal asshole sandwich. Ew, Dave, no. When I look around, all I see is miles of unharnessed snowmen. I'm just too damn cool to build. No, this is so lame. I am hearing an insane and stupid guy say stupid shit things while wearing dumb sunglasses for lame morons. Whoa, Jade, with the fucking haymaker. I need to go back look for my teeth on the canvas as soon as that shit stops spinning and there stops being like 10 of you. Why don't we play in the snow later? As soon as you get some... time. Time. Time then shades. Time. Time shades, let's go. Oh my fucking god. Time. I'm not gonna play in the snow. Maybe you missed those credentials I flashed, which clearly stated me being too cool for that, like federally too cool. My coolness is named after a dead president plus his middle initial to make it sound extra legit. I know you're joking around. You are not too cool at all. You don't even think that. Okay. I thought you were going inside. I forgot. Well, at least make some damn clothes. Something warmer. Why don't you alchemize some shit? I can't. All that stuff blew up. Blew up. It's a long story that involves a pinata and a gun and a very naughty doggy. I understand everything. I completely understand everything about that practically entirely. So, anyway, that reminds me I've got to talk to John. I've got to get him to make me some new gizmos, assuming that's even possible. No, don't bother John. He's on this, like, fucking wind mission or whatever, getting all this ridiculous magic cyclone powers on and realizing his huge blowy destiny is the chump of shoosh. John has magic cyclone powers? Almost. Whoa, you guys are all so much better than me. I feel so lame. We all start out somewhere. Remember how I was scrambling up the tower to get that egg like an idiot? What the hell was I doing? I was like goddamn Pooh Bear in a tree reaching up his fat fucking poo paw for some other fucking honey. So even though I'm awesome now, at one point I was plausibly likened to an autistic stuffed animal, and you even knew what to do. You told me how it all worked, all Christopher Robining my ignorant ass about that egg. But I was like, But I was all like, I'm a little black rain cloud, bitch, watch me climb. So maybe you're starting out with more sense than me. Maybe. In any case, Egbert lost his computer and game disk, so he can't do anything for you anyways. Oh no, did he lose it in some magic cyclone? Probably some shit like that's what happened, but you're not completely screwed. We just have to think outside the box here. We do? Yeah, honestly, I figured we'd have to do something like this, so I guess here we are doing it. Doing what? Well, you're my server player, remember? Yes. I need you to deploy something first in my apartment. In a few hours, I'll go back there and we can continue this. Oh, jeez, a few hours? And he left and he came back. Yeah, as in a few seconds. I'm back at my place now. Fastest hours. Yeah, now deploy the IntelliBeam laser station. But that costs so much grist. No, it costs practically nothing. Check how much I got. Oh my god. Oh, Jade, if only you knew. Exactly. Jade, deploy laser station. What does this thing do? It's mostly stupid and useless, but it'll come in handy here. It reads CAPTCHA codes. On the back of cards? Yeah. But we can already read those. Some are too garbled and complicated. The human eye can't decipher them. Needs sophisticated scanning technology and artificial intelligence to figure it out. But isn't the whole point of CAPTCHAs that only humans can read them and not robots? Yeah, well, that's why this is so dumb. Eject disk. I guess some CAPTCHAs are so incomprehensible because the game thinks it would be too cheap to let you duplicate them, like anti-piracy measure. So the solution to the anti-piracy measure is to override the anti-spam measure. Anti-spam. Well, yeah, that's what the CAPTCHAs are for, and they're on the back of cards for a really good reason, because God knows the last thing you'd want was some web bot being able to figure out the code for, like, a potted plant. That would be fucking mayhem. Yeah, obviously. But in order to effectively cheat here, we've got to open Pandora's spam box and release the laser station into the world with its leering IntelliBeam. Now, no CAPTCHA is safe. You'll have bots signing up for email accounts and duplicating potted plants and shit. Oh, no. Basically, robots are in control now, which is good news and bad news. The bad news is they're all porn bots and they've got loads of provocative material they're just dying to share with us. What's the good news? That's also the good news. Dave, I still don't know what you're actually doing here. What does it look like? I'm duplicating my server disk. Dave scan. Oh, to give it to John? Nah, I told you, we're not bothering John. He's got shit to do. I'll just install it. But you're already Rose's server player, and John is mine, not to mention I'm yours. Can you really be a server player to your own server player? Don't see why not. We have to get creative here. This game's already so far off the rails, what else is there to do but improvise? But I guess I thought that John sort of had to be my server, you know? Well, he was. He got you in, didn't he? But now he's not. Been a change of plans. Time to roll with it. Dave read code. Well, you're from the future, right? Don't you know already if it'll work? Yeah, more or less. I never really studied how it went down all that closely. I just figured when the time came to sort it out, the right thing to do would be obvious, like it is now. Managing the loops is a balance of careful planning and just rolling with your in-the-moment decisions, and trusting they were the ones you were always supposed to make. By now, I'm pretty used to having my intuition woven into the fabric of Alpha Timeline. Pretty smooth, Dave. Yeah, I know. Shades for everybody. Dave, duplicate disk. This will be the disk I use for your connection, while the original will stay bound to Rose's connection. So you will be the server player for both us ladies? You just keep getting smoother, I can't handle all this smoothness. Well, technically I will be your server, and past me will stay as Rose's server, which is to say present me will, the one in the black suit. Oh, I guess that makes sense. He can keep managing her for a while until she sort of checks out soon and becomes totally useless. Then he can start hopping around time like I did, and make a ton of money and stuff, eventually become me, and become your server player. Okay, I think I understand that. Yeah, see, it's not hard to get the hang of. In the meantime, I'm gonna loiter around this time frame to help you out for a while. Yes, thanks, Dave. What do you mean Rose will check out? Don't worry about it. Just go. Just some more future stuff. Now I need you to go downstairs. Okay. Jade, go downstairs. I'm just gonna cut right to the chase and upgrade your alchemeter so you can avoid a lot of bullshit. I'll give you some codes and you can punch cards and slip them into jumper blocks, which are really the exact same codes you first gave me when we upgraded my alchemeter, which seems like a hell of a long time ago. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, but it kind of literally is for me. How long? A few days, I guess. Okay, that's not that long. Whatever. Dave, deploy and upgrade. Yay! Jade, oh god, hurry up and alchemize stuff. Go, go, go. Hey, calm down. Just because it's snowing outside doesn't mean it's Christmas just yet. There are still plenty of things to do before we bother with that sort of nonsense. Take a deep breath, put the cards down, and relax. Dave, wake up. You already woke up when Jade fired off her rifle a foot and a half from your eardrum and then disappeared. This idiot here is knacking it up on your eye shades. Someone is pestering you directly into his brainless reptilian face. Dave, retrieve shades. Step off. You decide you can keep the sword, though. Dave, answer Rose. Tentacle therapist began pestering Turntech Godhead. Hi there. Knack, knack, knack. Don't mind me, I'm just waiting for that guy on the pile of sharp objects to wake up. The glasses are talking again. Knack, 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 knack. If you don't stop knacking, I will turn you into a thorn bush. Hey, what just happened? You fell asleep. Orange Bird Dave killed some monsters and flew away. Jade fired a bullet at an imp and vanished, and you woke up. Oh, yeah, so she's here then? Yes. Is she okay with what's going on here? Yeah, she's fine. I guess I should catch up with her. You already are. I am. Future you is. Oh, okay, time travel's involved. That's all you need to say. Everything's cool and under control then. How was the nap? Weird and kind of boring. I was in your dream room for a while, spying on you, being all creepy and dream duplicitous and shit. That's okay, I was being similarly awake duplicitous. What's with your book collection or dream book collection? Are all your books are bizarre and terrible? Nope, my books are great. I can recommend some good titles for the next time you're asleep. Nah, but yeah, I understand defending your collection, I guess. If you were in my dream room and talking shit about my awesome dream portraits of Dream Stiller and Dream Snoop or whatever, we'd have to have a fucking talk. Did you do anything on the moon besides rifle through my belongings, such as remove your shades and turn your gaze ringward by any chance? Oh, yeah, I did. What did you see? Horrible things. Horrible, terrible. Yeah, it was like peering through the dark portal of an Eldritch Red Lobster and scoping it out its all-you-can-eat seafood buffet. And when I saw them, their voices became clearer. What were they saying? I couldn't really focus on anything specific, but in totality, I'm pretty sure it was like, a plea for help? That's good. No, it was disturbing, so I slapped my shades back on, went and perved up some sleeping girls' room to take my mind off of it. It means they were reaching out to you. Oh god, why would I want that? I'm not about to get molested by calamari with fucking teeth. Use your powers and, like, stroke a mummy's paw or some horseshit and open a dark channel. Tell them you're gonna keep their lecherous flagella to themselves. You're going to have to help them, even if you don't like it. They're being massacred, presently, already, and still to come. What's that mean? It means time doesn't work rationally out there, nor does space. But that doesn't change the reality of the threat. Who cares if they're getting killed? They're hideous and obnoxious. You're underestimating the nature of the threat. At this point, the threat isn't to our session or any given universe, it's to the perpetuation of reality itself. You wouldn't be saving them, per se, you'd be saving everything. Oh, okay, cool. They've revealed some of their secrets to me already and given me a few errands to run. This is why you might have observed some unusual behavior from me. Oh shit, you're kidding. No, really, are you serious? I didn't even notice. Fucking mind equals blown. One of these convulsions of explosive laughter subside and finish rocking my very foundation, I might point out that you haven't really been as astute as you're implying. You've deliberately fogged your vision your entire life with ironic eyewear while awake and while asleep. Though perfectly alert, you've chosen to ignore your surroundings. But now that you've seen them, you have a choice to make. Okay. They will only tell me so much. They would like an audience with the Prince of the Moon as well. We are like the emissaries to what lies beyond the small bubble in their unfathomable dark foam. Durst skirts its edge, and during the lunar eclipse we graze it, and that's when their intent for us becomes clear. I'm doing my part, but they have a mission for you as well. Love being a Durst streamer, but kind of not looking forward to the whole Eldritch Monsters talking to me thing. Snazzy purple PJs, yeah. I still haven't really decided whether I'm like Durst or Prospect. I'm pretty sure I'm Prospect. I can deal with the brighter colors better. What am I supposed to do? Listen to them. My understanding is they will teach you how to navigate the unnavigable. The result should be like a map. Like a treasure map? No, something a little more astronomical, like a star chart with no stars, hence the challenge. Why? To plot a course through the furthest ring. Plot a course to what? The power source of the first Guardians. Oh, right, the green sun. Okay, wait, sorry. I mean the green sun. My bad. Yes, that's much better. What's the deal with this thing? I mean, aside from giving Jade's dog his devil powers, and by extension, I guess Jack. What's the deal with it? Yeah. I don't know that there is a deal with it. Beyond the deal you just described. It is what it sounds like. A huge sun out in the literal middle of nowhere, and it is bright green. It is simply the green sun. How big? I need a sense of scale here. Is it like the size of our sun, or bigger? Or is it only as big as, like, planet fucking Jupiter? It is nearly twice the mass of our universe. Alright, that's pretty fucking big. See how important that contextualization was? Now I know how fucking impressed I should be. I mean, holy shit, that's huge. Happy I could help. Okay, so I made a map to this thing with the help of 1,000,000 rambunctious gross testicle mutants, and then I guess we go there for some reason? Yes. Why do we need a map? Can't they just tell us what direction it's in, point a spaceship that way, blast off to adventure? No. The geometry of the furthest ring is too complex. Remember, space-time is labyrinthine. In fact, it's not really accurate to call it space-time at all, since it's outside the domain of any created universe where those properties have become instantiated and stabilized. I can kind of get that. Time is messed up there, like with like loops and causality paradoxes and shit like that. Being the night of time here, not really sure why navigating the space would be a problem though. Space isn't my thing, remember? What is it like? Full of wormholes or something? It depends. The greater the distance you travel through it, the less reliably time flows, and the more time you spend in it, the less reliably space behaves. Time and space aren't as different as you might think. I thought you weren't supposed to know shit about either, seeing as you're the seer, whatever that means. I think it means I'm supposed to know shit about the big picture, which includes tidbits like that. But the insides of my shoes stay free from the grit of the minutia. Fair enough. So I take my map and fly to this thing? No, I do. Okay, you fly to it. Then what? That depends on if John is successful. You mean with the quest you're sending him on? Yes. Is there anything you do that's not sending dudes on quests? Nothing whatsoever. So he's got to get to this cancer out of Skya, right? Yes, the tumor. Yeah, so what's the tumor do? I mean the turmeric. Jesus, can we stop with the fancy colored text bullshit? I guess so. I thought it would be more fun that way. Well, okay, you can keep doing it then. Thanks. The tumor is quite a large growth at the center of the battlefield. He won't be able to remove it without fully realizing his abilities. Okay, cool. What is it? Can you promise you won't tell him? It would probably make him more nervous than he needs to be if he knew. Okay, I won't say anything. Just tell me. It's a bomb. It is set to detonate precisely when the reckoning ends. This is how long we have to put this plan into motion. What the hell's a bomb doing in there? It could be a feature of any session not meant to bear fruit, a means to wipe out a null session rather than leaving it lingering in paradox space for eternity. Or it could be a mutation specific to our session, I really don't know. First time for everything, I guess. Seriously, where'd you get all this info? Did you get it all from the gods? Are these just a bunch of orders you're following? Not exactly. They've urged me in certain directions and guided my exploration. I have obtained some answers from them, but ultimately this idea is mine. Plus I have other sources. One in particular has been quite illuminating. What? I've been referring to him as my informant when people ask, which isn't often. What, you mean a troll? No. It's a man who exists in another universe. He wants to die. Sounds like a really credible dude. Sign me up for trusting everything he says. Only as credible as the omniscient tend to be. Oh, so he knows everything. Yeah, I think that's what omniscient means. But maybe I'll ask him about that since he's the omniscient one. Even if he is omniscient, which he probably isn't, what if he's just lying? He says he doesn't lie. For some reason I believe him about that. He's a convincing fellow. Why does he want to die? He no longer has a purpose now that he's done everything required to summon his master. As a first guardian, he's completely indestructible. Well, almost completely. Wait, what? His powers derive from the same source as Earth's guardian, and conveniently that of our nemesis as well. Okay, I get it now. When John delivers the tumor, and I do mean the tumor, I and I alone will navigate the furthest ring, and I will destroy the sun, by which I do mean the green motherfucking sun. And in case it wasn't clear, I won't be coming back. Whoa, fuck, a suicide mission? Are you serious? No bullshit, that's not happening. Hey look, suddenly everything we just talked about was useless because it's time to make a plan that doesn't fucking suck. Let's not be so dramatic. I was talking about my dream self. She's the one who won't be returning. Oh. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Those fuckers are all kinds of mad expendable. Way to leave me hanging there. For someone who's saying let's cool it on the drama, the whole I won't be coming back thing is a pretty theoretical bombshell for future reference. That's true, your outburst was pretty sweet though. Yeah, I know. So when do I do my thing? Make this map. Which I guess is just like a solid black piece of paper. This is gonna be fucking stupid, isn't it? If there's one thing you have more than any of us, it's time, so whenever you like. As long as, conventionally speaking, it's quite soon. Alright, so dog it as long as possible, then travel back to about now and go to sleep. Sure. And if you have trouble going to sleep, maybe you can ask your patron troll to trick the telepathic one into putting you to sleep again. What? Each of us seems to have noticed a troll infatuated with helping us, haven't you noticed? No. What about the psychopath who's currently helping you? Oh, yeah, Terezi. No, she's cool. Isn't that camaraderie blossoming into some sort of interspecies whatever? It's blossoming into an interspecies partnership and incredibly shitty cartooning. What do you mean get her to trick someone into putting me to sleep again? When did that happen? Just now? Who did that? That would be John's patron troll. God, fucking trolls. Too many of them. Who can even keep track of this shit? Which one's yours? Is it the observed juggalo one? That would be hilarious. There's a juggalo one? Yeah, see what I mean. She's contacting me now, actually. Oh, okay. Well, I'm suddenly not interested, so go talk to your fairy god troll. I'll be over here paving the way for your elaborate dream suicide. When I feel like getting around to it, I mean. Thanks. Later. Rose, answer fairy god troll. Grim auxiliate tricks begin trolling tentacle therapist. Since the gap between your present moment and the implementation of your mystifying self-destruction continues to narrow, this will be the last conversation in which I attempt to talk you out of it nicely. I explain this. The intent isn't true self-sacrifice. First of all, you're underestimating the gravity of a dream death. It is a pretty serious thing, okay? And dream selves are important to a person in ways that aren't always obvious. I think you're being frivolous, but that's not really the sentiment reinforcing the exoskeleton of my argument. Soon you will be blacked out of the Trollian's viewport, and I have no explanation for this, and neither do you. So I'll just assume the worst, and you should too. Are you sure it's not because I'm sleeping? I've seen you sleep before. You were just asleep, on screen, peaceful and harmless, and posing no threat to anyone. Unless I guess you are up to mischief in your dreams, which I cannot rule out. Actually, that's probably what you do in your sleep. What was I thinking? Shh. What? Blah, blah, blah. Right, sorry. I'm saying this is a special case. It is foreboding and disconcerting, and you are being reckless. You're right. I can't explain why I go dark on your monitor, but I'm confident in my plan. I have it under control. Your hubris is really astonishing, easily twice the mass of a universe, I think. That it hasn't collapsed upon itself into a tiny lavender singularity is the most striking marvel Paradox has coughed up yet. Maybe it did. Maybe that's what went wrong. We figured it out. No, please stop. Humor won't deflect my really big and important tirade, okay? You are investing too much confidence in evil gods who oppose Skaya and your true purpose, and I can't abide that, and as difficult as this is for me to confess, I think your plan is very dangerous, and so are you. Oh? Yes, and I'm afraid I am going to have to devote all my efforts to stopping you. I'm sorry to hear that, Kanaya. What did you have in mind for this new and exciting adversarial phase of our relationship? I'm so glad you asked. You see, I've been training a powerful wizard. Yes, your shout pole is like a tower broadcasting your fear across the ring, and you are right to be afraid. I have commissioned none other than the legendary Prince of Hope, and I am teaching him the ways of white sorcery. I have observed your methods, and you will come to the most unwelcome realization that all of your guile and cunning has finally backfired. This noble magician of pure light will serve as the counterpoint to your arcane debauchery. He will hunt you down, and goodness and hope will prevail. Is it too late to throw myself at your mercy? Yes, it's much too late for that. I see. Then clearly I will have to prepare for this soul-sundering duel whilst making my own funeral arrangements. Oh yes, I do believe securing a corpse box would be prudent, fitted to dimensions suited to your myriad of unassembled leaky body parts in aggregate. Well, it will herald the arrival of this swift and righteous thaumaturge. Will I be blinded by the fearsome lashes of light ribboning from the incandescent coastline of his beauteous aura? Should I borrow my friend's sunglasses? Yes, definitely do that. Wait, I hope that wasn't too emphatic. Maybe at this point I should clarify this is all a big joke. Yeah, I was getting that. You don't always have to tip your hand, Kanaya. You were doing well. I was. Okay, great. I think what I find most challenging about human insincerity-based humor is the degree of commitment to the fantasy which is apparently requisite. We take it very seriously. I mean to say the gesture of hostility in this case was the joke. I did in fact train this character. I made him a wand to shut him up. Wait, you did? Really? He wouldn't stop harassing me for your secrets. That's incredible. Well done. He's the one with the royalty complex and speaks with all the extra V's and W's. Oh, I knew exactly who you were talking about from the start. Okay. I must say this little project pleases me. Do keep me apprised of all further developments. Okay, I will. At least until my looming grim dark death steals me away. Yeah, that is still something that I don't really want to joke about. I hope that came across as a sincere statement. Jade, answer the fairy god troll. Adios Toreador, begin trolling Garden Gnostic. Hey, Jade. Oh, hi. I remember you. You talk to me a lot in my dreams. Yeah, but now I'm talking to you being awake, because your robot can't type, because it had an explosion. Yep, that's because my dream self died, pretty catastrophically. No, I'm definitely pretty sorry to hear that. Thanks, but I think I'm okay. I felt pretty shaken up at first, though. Yes, I did too. I spent so long sleeping and dreaming and playing on Prospit that being awake has made to feel weird, and I didn't like it for a while. Yeah, I have done a lot of sleeping myself. Oh, yes, I know, but I saw you. You were awake a lot too. After a certain moment, I spent just about every waking hour being asleep. Wow, why did you sleep so much? It was just a better way to be, more peaceful and fun, and I guess there was something that happened that was incredibly terrible and sad, and made me feel terrible and sad and sleepy, so I slept a lot. Oh no, what happened that was so terrible? I'd prefer that the thing I want to talk to you about not turn into that topic. Okay, sorry for prying. What did you want to talk about? I wanted to ask you permission. I would have asked permission the first time, but at that time you were not able to give it, or talk, or anything. Permission for what? To commune with your Lucis. Beck? With Beck? What do you mean by commune? And what did you mean the first time? You did it before? Yeah, it means to talk to him and suggest he do something which is good for him and also for people he likes. Oh, like a psychic power. Yes, pretty sweet. When did you do it before? Oh, very recently, personally speaking. But for you, it was a very long time ago. And it was a really good example, I think, of exactly why Wigglers should not be allowed to dual-wield flintlock pistols. What? So I did the liberty of communing with your Lucis, which I hope wasn't out of line, but like I said, you were unavailable, by which I mean unavailably small. So then I communed with him to use his amazing powers to intervene and reroute the projectile away from the path that would have harmed you. And also, as a wonderful bonus and coincidence, it happened there was a felon on your property. And it was, I think, surely an aging rogue who was very much keen on intruding between your really nice-looking family, and as fortune would have it, the small missile was redirected into the senior interloper's chest, and he died. Oh my god, that wasn't a senior interloper. I'm pretty sure you're talking about my grandpa. Oh, and if I'm interpreting correctly, you're saying that you used Beck to make me shoot him? Ugh, that's so awful. What's a grandpa? Oh boy. Okay, it is basically an old man who serves the same role as I guess a Lucis does on your planet. He was like my dad. He took care of me. Whoa, that is a really weird cultural thing, I guess. Sorry then about my cultural ignorance? Well, I'm not blaming you or anything. It sounds like you were just trying to help, and you did save my life, but I mean, geez. Talk about a misunderstanding. Well, now I feel very stupid, but I don't think I will give in to this bad self-esteem this time about this. It's important to stay confident about stuff. Don't you agree? Uh, sure. And I think this is a good opportunity for us to bond and become closer in an emotional way. Probably. It is. Oh, yes, see, the funny thing is, I also killed my Lucis by accident. I mean, my Lucis was that little fairy bull, not an old man with a huge gun. Oh, no. How did that happen? I murdered him inappropriately with a four-wheel device. Uh, what kind of device? Like the kind basically for cripples to sit in and roll around. Oh, you mean a wheelchair? I guess that's a way to call it. How did that happen? Well, I was sitting in it, being crippled, like usual, and he got under the wheel in his nap. I'm so sorry. Also, I didn't realize you were paralyzed. Not that I'm saying sorry for that. That would be rude, I think. I'm just saying sorry for your loss. Oh, it's okay, on both things. He came back to life for a while and could talk, and that was fun. And also, I'm not paralyzed anymore. Oh? No, I have robot legs, and I feel great, and I can walk. Oh, wow, nice. Oh, yes, it is truly nice. I am a new and different guy, mostly. Being not physically handicapped is most certainly the key to having high self-esteem. That... I don't know if I agree with that. Oh, absolutely. Take it from me as what fact is true, and now I feel emboldened to do bold things that heroes should do, like save the life of a pretty girl, kill their fiendish old man who... Oh, whoops, that wasn't fiendish and you loved him. Sorry. Well, that's good, I guess. I just wish maybe you'd told me what happened when I was younger. I spent years wondering about it. When I was really young, I was sure the doll sitting across from him did it. And for a long time, I was terrified of the evil blue girl. She sort of haunted my childhood, and I had trouble sleeping for a long time. But of course, I got older and realized that was silly, but then I just speculated that maybe it was suicide, which was just a really sad thing to think about. Wow, yeah, I totally blew that then. I guess I could still tell you about it in your past. But even if you do, I don't remember you doing so. Oh, then I guess I won't. Or, okay. But yeah, regardless, this is likely to be exactly the kind of thing not to stand in the way about good feelings about myself. I mean, I saw that your Lucis saved you anyway, in advance, and I just wanted to make it possible so that I was the one involved with being the hero there. To save you. Like, to put myself in your story in a brave capacity, because that's what feeling good and positive about yourself is all about. It's almost painful reading Tavros's lines. Yeah. Poor Tavros. Wow, you sound really confused to me. Absolutely. I'm confused like a fox, the kind that has high self-esteem. Uh, you're incredibly silly. I can't really tell to what extent you're joking around here. I understand that, and jokes happen, yes, but feeling great about yourself is not a joking issue. It is heavy-duty business and needs to be given all the seriousness that sad things get. I've learned that from my friends and also from Rufio. Rufio? Yes, he's a fake. What do you mean fake? A fake guy I made up imaginarily. He never stops being a thing that's not real. Oh, like an imaginary friend? Okay. I'm pretending that being fully honest about Rufio's fakeness and being upfront with his general fraudulence that it will only give me extra confidence. I'm pretending that as hard as I can, in the most confident way, which makes it partially more true. That sure is a philosophy you have there. Yes, being confident is always about saying and doing the things you feel, even if the afraid part of you says, no, please don't do that. Like, here is a thing I'm afraid to say to you, Jade, but I'm not too confident now to let my afraidness make me feel terrible. Oh, well, what is it? Remember, I talked to you a lot when you were sleeping, yes? And we talked about lots of things, and we had some things in common, and it was nice. Sure. And I think consequently, the emotional result is probably that maybe I have some possible red feelings for you. Red feelings? You mean... Whoa, wait, really? Wow, that sure was a hard thing to say and made me incredibly nervous, but I said it because of my remarkably leg-powered self-confidence. And now that I think all that's left is definitely your reciprocation about that, probably. Uh, well, I don't think I can reciprocate. Uh-oh. I mean, you're nice, but I don't really know you. I don't even know your name. Oh gosh. Oh, how stupid can I be? I forgot to say, I'm Tavros. Okay, Tavros. I don't know if you've fully thought about this. You don't actually know me very well either. Oh, yes, I surely do, because we had a number of spirited conversations wherein you were very nice and pleased to speak with me, and did I misinterpret that? Was it not actually niceness? Well, no, I was being nice, because I like to be nice to people when I can, and when they are nice to me, but things are a little more complicated than that. You can't know someone just by a few conversations. I mean, I only talk to you when I was asleep. I'm kind of different when I'm dreaming. I forget things, and at times I'm not totally sure what's real. Don't you remember what that's like to dream on Prospect? Uh, kind of. Sorry, I feel bad about having to disappoint you, but I don't know what else to say. But what about my attractive bravado and ignoring my instinctual cowardice hard enough to say that I like you? Isn't that supposed to be very attractive and encourage the major having of flushed feelings in others? I guess what I mean is, what about all my confidence? What do you think about that? Jeez, Tavros, I'm really flattered you like me and all, and that sure is confident of you to say so, and that's great, but I guess confidence is one thing, but there is such a thing as being too forward, I guess? Wow. Okay. I also think, and really this is just polite, friendly advice, that if you're really confident, you don't always have to say it all the time. Oh man, I'm sorry to say, it just comes off as a little insecure and off putting and kind of defeats the purpose. And all things considered, I think we should just stay friends, or really continue building a friendship in the first place, since, like I said, we don't actually know each other that well. Yeah, uh, sorry. No, no, if I'm being realistic, I think that's what's reasonable to say to me. And I'll work around toning down my self respect a little. No, you should have self respect, just. Oh boy, this is frustrating. Can we talk about this later? I have some things to do. Why don't we go back to the original point? What did you want? Why did you want to commune with Beck again? Yes, of course. I wanted to get approval from you to commune him again, and now that he's a sprite, to perpetuate one of my heroic ideas again. Uh oh. What is your idea this time? I will suggest to him that he attack your adversary, as well as ours, and maybe beat him, to solve everybody's problems. Well, I don't know about that, but I have great skill in commanding beasts to glory in battle, and yours is surely the strongest beast I've seen. But he's my best friend, and you've already managed to get one of my family members killed. But according to my self confidence, I think I'm pretty sure I can use his power to be successful. Whoops, pretend I didn't mention my self confidence or say anything off putting. But all of our adversaries have inherited his powers. I would imagine the strongest guy would have all of his powers and then some. I am really not comfortable with this. Oh, you said that you are asking me permission first, and I appreciate that, but if you are asking, I'm afraid my answer is no. Okay, I respect that. But I wonder. What? I wonder if a truly self confident guy, with the best self esteem there is, would even need to ask. Maybe the best guy would just know he would be successful and would do it anyway because it's for your own good and everyone else's. No way. That would be smug and arrogant and would make you a bully. Later, if my friends and I want to ask Beck for help and decide that's our best hope, then that's our business. Until then, please just stop meddling. Wow. Okay, you're right about all of that. I'll respect your wishes. Or will I? No, don't. I'm serious. Oh, I think my headache is coming back. I was just making a joke. Sorry. I guess us becoming a friendship doesn't have to happen now. No, it's fine. I just really don't want you to do that, okay? Yeah, I have to go now. Bye, Tavros. Oh, painful, 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 painful. Painful, painful, painful. I just need a moment to absorb the pain. That's okay. And Garden Gnostic cease being trolled by Adios Toreador, and Arachnid Script begin trolling Adios Toreador. Oh my god, I cannot believe how hilariously pathetic that whole exchange was, even by your wretched standards, Toreadork. I can't, oh god, I can't breathe. Absolutely priceless. I'm not gonna voice act the laughing because I'm not really into it, it would just feel weird. Hey, Vriska, that was supposed to be a private correspondence of a personal nature. How could you even be reading that? Tavros, sometimes your stupidity surprises even me. Next time you decide to open your heart to an alien girl. Make sure her chat client isn't being holographically projected for all to see, okay? Thief, tear into page. Whoops. It was so embarrassing just reading that, Tavros. I'm embarrassed. I'm actually feeling genuine embarrassment. Your obscene incompetence is actually polluting my otherwise pristine composure. Nice going. So, I don't care. Jade let you down too easy. She's too nice. Someone's got to tear into you for that appalling display, and once again, guess whose shoulder that falls on? That's right, Vriska's, as usual. I think she has the right amount of niceness, personally, an amount that is some instead of none. Hey, I'm nice when it matters, and where it doesn't strangulate the critical development of people I give a shit about, okay? Really, I don't know what you see in her. She is completely useless, like you. Wait, of course, it makes perfect sense. You and she represent the ideal matesmanship. How could I have been so blind? Two perfectly pointless grubs in a bucket. No, I have too much self-confidence now to be upset by your scandalous imagery. I don't think she is useless, and I don't think I am either, because of new self-esteems obtained, remember? Oh, will you please stop going on about your fucking self-esteem? I will say this much about her, she was right about that. How insufferable can you get, prattling on and on about how confident you are? Tavros, you give confidence a bad name. I gave you all the chances in the world to earn it, to earn real confidence, and you failed. You couldn't even do the one little thing I asked you to. The one thing that would have made you man up for once and for all. So instead you flew away and cried and decided to sleep away your sorrow for the rest of the adventure. Do you have any idea how sick that made me? Everything about you makes me sick. When you talk about your self-confidence, I throw up a little. You don't know what confidence is. Robolegs doesn't give you confidence. That ain't no more true than saying my robo-arm gives me mine. See what I mean? Your confidence is faker than even the great Brufio himself, lord of the unreal. It's pure fiction. A false fakey fraudy con job from a wimpy loser charlatan bullshit artist. It's shallow and nauseating, just like you. Do us all a favor and shut up about it. Okay, actually, oh, okay, I think this is actually making me pretty mad. Yeah, right. I'll believe it when I see it, chump. I don't want you to mock me anymore. I don't know if my confidence is real or what, but I would like you to stop saying stuff like that to me, and to stop saying bad things about my friend Jade, too. Jade is an idiot. A useless, boring nobody. What has she done for her party other than fuck up every step of the way? What does she ever do but take naps and get in trouble? She... oh dear, sorry about that. 1 second. Sorry about that. My throat is just bleeding. Where was I? Jade is an idiot, but useless, boring nobody. What has she done for her party other than fuck up every step of the way? What does she ever do but take naps and get in trouble? She's awful and you deserve each other. Oh wait, except she hates you. Ha 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 ha. Even the boring, pointless girl hates you. Talk about a guy who can't get a break. Though I guess she's not completely useless. Yeah, reading Vriska has that reaction on me too. You're not wrong. No, I'm not built to read this long, but I keep trying. Anyway, what do you mean by that? Okay, Tavros, I gave her credit for something, so I'll give you credit for something too. Your plan to control her Lucis really wasn't a bad idea, and using your ability to save her life, lol, was a pretty good way to test how effective your powers are across sessions. Pretty good way to practice to know where you stand. Practicing your abilities is important, so when it comes down to using them for something that really matters, you know you're ready for prime time. I know this firsthand. I have lots and lots and lots of practice with your little guinea pig friend. So really, it turns out she wasn't so useless after all. Far from it. Well, what are you saying you did to her? Not really the point. The point is I'm trying to pay you a compliment. At this point, you're so sad and disgusting, you should treat anything nice anyone has to say about you like a chest full of shimmering boonbucks. Okay. God. What? Like I said, your plan was solid. Controlling the Guardian to go after Jack was a fine idea. Sure would stir some shit up. Better than being an insignificant stuttering piece of trash all the time, I say. And you were definitely onto something about doing it irregardless, lol, of her wishes. Because it's for her own good. That's what winners do. They do what is right for someone they care about, even if the other person does nothing but bitch and moan and act ungrateful about it. Better you learned it late than never. In fact, I would go as far as saying that if you went ahead with her plan against her wishes, it might just earn you a smidgen of respect from me. We'll see. There's really just one catch. Oh, what's that? The catch is it's not going to work. What isn't? Are you even listening to me? Man, clear the Rufio wax out of your ears. You couldn't sick the Guardian on Noir even if you were inclined, not even if I were to make you inclined. Why? Because you were dealing with a pro here. I already thought of that. I thought of everything. The Guardian is not going to attack the agents who engineered him in the first place, or who I should say were encouraged, LOL, to engineer him. And I was striking a mutually beneficial arrangement. This is often the most effective way to manipulate others. I just sort of gave them an idea, nudged them along in the direction of seizing more power, which they wanted to do anyway. Remember, I already have lots of experience getting these simple-minded agents to march to my drumbeat. I was exiling them left and right in our session. I'm an expert at this by now. Why would you do that? Tavros, at this point it should be obvious. I am the unseen hand behind every major event in their session, and to some extent their whole lives. At least those events not happening by the volition of their own natural incompetence. Don't you think this is how it should be? Shouldn't the greatest player leave her fingerprints on every step of the rise to power for her ultimate nemesis? Wow, no, that's... I don't even know how to say all the ways I think that is crazy. But you must agree, because you were copycatting my idea. No, I wasn't. You were brazenly inserting yourself into Jade's history. The self-insertion plan was my idea, and it's revolting and cowardly for you to deny it. That was for a good thing, though. Sure, whatever you say. It's incredibly sad how outclassed you are. It's actually depressing that you thought you could beat me at my own game. And then, most sickeningly of all, you don't even own up to it. I have every angle covered already. The human session is on full circuit lockdown. Any effort you make to disrupt my plans will be laughable, just like everything you've ever done in your life. The only thing left to do now is prepare to kill Jack myself and save everyone's ungrateful asses. It's a shame you're not strong enough to take him on with me. Too bad you spent so long sleeping instead of turbo leveling like me. We might have made a pretty awesome team. Oh well. Page retrieve arms. Okay then, all of your usual insulting things aside, my take on this is that you created our impossibly hard bad guy who wants to kill us, and by association I guess that makes you the bad guy too, instead of a good guy who's just mean. Nice deduction. Wrong, excruciatingly linear, and laced with the sort of absolutes morons like to throw around, but nice. It's arguably true, though. And that being the case, even though I'm terrified of you, and not as strong, or real confident, only mostly fake confident, yes, go on, I think I'm going to have to stop you. Yeah, that's the spirit. Pretty weak slime threat there, but it's a start. Tell you what, if you can find me in this lab, you can have at me. I'll even give you a free shot. No funny business or anything. Okay, then, here I come. I'll be waiting. Happen. Yep, trip down the stairs. Andrew Hussey, ride. Yes. Hell yes. Hell fucking yes. And so came to an end the most heroic thing that ever happened in the history of metafiction. Let's move on. Air, level up. The windy thing subsides, and the clear skies prevail. You soar to the highest rung and rule over your echelon as the air transparent. Boon dollars fly. Air, cloud up. And all the clouds come back. The clouds have returned. The fireflies are still trapped. The spell remains unbroken. There is commotion behind you. A nearby village, perhaps. S. John, enter village. Okay, hopefully this should work. I think I set it up right. Tell me if you hear anything. Oh, I should probably be reading this actually, because this is not really a flash in the original. It's oh, is it loud? Okay, sorry. Loud. If it's not actually a flash, if it's just background music, I might just mute it, and then, like, as words come up, I'll read them. That makes sense, right? Because I think this is a walk-around that I think they converted some walk-arounds into flashes. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Anyway. I'll play it and I'll just read words that come up. You re-equip serious business goggles. Oops, that's going too fast. Pick up the serious business goggles. You re-equip the serious business goggles. Would have sucked if you lost these. Answer Vriska. John, congratulations. For what? You mean, with that windy thing? Did I actually do that somehow? Well, yes, you did, and I suppose congratulations are in order for that too. But mostly I'm congratulating you for gaining all the levels. Oh, right, I got to the top of my echelon ladder somehow. I didn't even think it really had a top, or that I would get there so fast. So I guess that's it then. I don't have to worry about leveling up anymore. That's pretty neat. Don't be ridiculous, John. You may have gained technically all the levels just now. You did not truly gain all of them just yet. In a way, this is really just the beginning. Is it? It is? Yes, you are now ready to begin your ascent through the god tiers. Nobody I know was able to progress this far anywhere near as fast, and you, John, not even me. I can't tell you how proud I am. The reason the normal walk-around version isn't available is because it was Flash-based, and as all of the internet phased out everything Flash-related, like, I can't even play it on my browser. Even if I went back to the old Flash pages and tried to load up the old Flash stuff, I can't play it. So what they did was instead was they recorded them all as YouTube videos, even like the regular Flashes, and now they're just embedded YouTube videos instead of actually being on the page. So it's not Homestuck's fault. It's the internet's fault for phasing out Flash entirely. Wow, really? Okay, what did I do? The thing is, from this point on, you can't make any progress while you're awake. Oops, go back. So you've got to get to sleep. But not just any old boring nap will do. You'll need to go to sleep in a special bed. You must find your quest bed, John. That sounds pretty cool. Where is it? Not too far away, but rather than me telling you, why don't you go talk to the locals and ask around? I've helped you get this far, but at some point you're going to have to start taking some steps all by yourself. I think you're ready for that. But if you make the right decisions and play all your cards right, hell, you might even wind up at a higher tier than I did. I hope this turns out to be the case. I'm rooting for you all the way. Now go get going and find that bed. Okay, I will. Thanks a lot, Vriska. And talk to the thing. Talk to him. Did you see it? It was there, after the windy thing. See what? Oh gosh, I can't think of the word. The big flat thing that's as wide as possible and up. The dark-colored ceiling that clouds stay under. You mean the sky? Yes, it was so beautiful. I hope to witness its miracle again one day before the end of my sadly short amphibious lifespan. Oh, salamanders. Open the Pixis. You got a mini tablet. That was quite a bluster, wouldn't you say? It really had us all whipping around here, our little legs flailing every which way. You must be talking about the windy thing. Yeah, sorry about that. What do you have to be sorry about? A great surge of the breeze like that can only be summoned by the air. It means he's finally come. This is so exciting. Please let me know if you see him. I thought for sure our mushroom was cooked. The green tragedy nearly consumed us all. The green tragedy? Oh, you mean the fire? Yes, word has spread of the global catastrophe. Thousands of lives were lost. Luckily, the air saved us. I'm gonna pop a big friendly bubble in his face if I remember lucky enough to meet him. Wow. Sounds like he's in for a treat. What if I turn on the volume just a little? Just a little. Talk. We must all come together and unify as the people. Oh, hold on. Too fast. We must all come together and unify as a people after the terrible green tragedy. This harmonious union will mostly entail a lot of standing around and fidgeting hyperactively together. With how I'm gonna have to keep pausing it. No, I'll just keep it off. Yeah, they're, they're like South Park Canadians. Like, they're just moving their mouths up and down. Yeah, since I'm gonna have to keep pausing it to read the words, I'm just gonna keep the sound off. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, I can't wait for the air to visit our village. Hey, maybe he's here right now. Maybe if I blow my spit bubble to be big enough, it will catch the air's reflection, and I will be able to bask in his magnificence. Wait, I see someone in my bubble's reflection right now. Could it be? Could it? Oh, never mind. It's just a dumb boy with some square glass shapes on his face. Hey! Open pictures. You got one of your fake arms? Man, why did they have to rummage through your stuff and start mailing it all over the planet? Hey, little fella, where are your parents? Do salamanders even have parents? Oh, duh, of course they do. I guess I mean is, do you have a family or anything? Glip. I already adopted one young salamander today, but then I left her at my friend's house. So I think I'll let you be. I don't know if I'm cut out to be a dad. I mean, I don't even have a tie or a pipe or anything serious-looking wallet or anything. If only you knew. Thinking about it makes me miss my dad. Hey, I wonder if I'll be able to see him when I sleep on my quest bed. I hope so. Anyway, thanks for listening. See you, little guy. Club. Open Pixis. It's a frog. You got more illegal contraband. Dude, this frog is so illegal, you better ditch this thing before a wily agent of Durst sees you with it. Oh yeah, they did consider frogs to be illegal, all the mail system, like the chess people. Open that one. And what is that? Got a can of Tab. Oh yes, you've been dying to try this beverage for a long time. Perfect timing too, since you're in need of a good sugar kick. This can should be jam-packed full of real, actual sugar. Illegal frog dealing, the highest of crimes. Yeah. The image of the frog is sacrilegious. Read the signpost. The left is the village, right is the mushroom orchard, and also a secret grotto. Shh. Hey you! Don't go any further. The mushroom orchard has been commandeered by a frightening beast. It's terribly powerful, unlike the underling I've ever seen. Unlike any underling I've ever seen, at least not before the green tragedy. The devil is making it nigh impossible to farm our goddamn mushrooms. Halt! We are guarding the mushroom orchard. It is for your own good. Do not pass. Guard, guard, guard. We are an elite team of village guards guarding this orchard here. Together we represent an impenetrable edifice of amphibious fury. There's no way anyone is getting through. Public safety is assured. This was actually cool. I do remember playing this when Homestuck was like, oh, you could actually walk around and just whack a bunch of people. It was neat. I don't think he actually had stats or a health bar or anything, but it was just like they'd pop up every now and again and you could whack him. Is that all you do for a bit? Do something interesting. Okay, I think that's the last one. No, that one maybe. Oh no, it's just the same one. It keeps teleporting around. I forgot. I never actually encountered any of the Easter eggs in these flashes in the day. I wonder if it does include the Easter eggs. Okay, talk to the salamander. What are you doing, person who runs this video? Okay. Sure, I guess. Go over here. I thought the spell was broken there for a moment. The clouds went away and the fireflies were all buzzing around, acting disoriented. But then the clouds came back. To be honest, I was a little relieved. I've grown fond of them, and if the fireflies were to escape from above, I would miss them dearly. They're really pretty, and they're my friends. Aw. Our village has the best snack stand in the land. It offers the juiciest bugs and most succulent... I missed that last word. Succulent onions. Oh, okay. I'm so hungry. Alas, I have not a single boondollar to pop my bubble with. I've got lots of boondollars. Here, I'll treat you to a nice lunch. The salamander got 100 boondollars. Oh god, oh god, oh god, this is like a small fortune. I can finally afford to try the most sublime delicacy on the menu, but if I opt for that, I can afford nothing else that is tasty. Yes, I guess having money leads to some complicated decisions. Oh well, enjoy. Hey, I heard a rumor that you were some kind of Mr. Bunnybags over there. Well, boy, do I have an offer for you. What is it? A treasure. It will cost you 10,000 boon dollars to discover what it is and obtain it. Wow, 10,000? That's a lot. But really, I guess it's not so much since I have millions. Millions? So why don't you say so? I revised my offer to 100,000 boon dollars. Hey, you can't do that. I will pay you 10,000 and that's my final offer. You drive a hard bargain out of that silly tooth mouth of yours, but very well, the deal has been made. This is a Smuppet. It's one of Dave's dumb butt puppets. I hate these things. What a ripoff. Snack vendor, welcome. Looking for something tasty today? Let's see, we got cone of bugs, onion, tasty mushroom, jar of bugs, mushroom shake, big boy mushroom, and a grasshopper. They really like them grasshoppers, I guess. All the commotion very nearly woke the slumbering one, I think. That would have been dreadful. But he is still asleep. I'm sure that only the air can wake him and break the spell over this land. It is said that the air will wake the denizen by playing a magical song only he can play, and when he wakes up, the air will meet the terrible beast face to face. It is then that he will be offered the choice. The nature of the air's triumph depends on what he chooses. Then the air will lead us all to a beautiful place with the most bristling insect furrows and the richest, dampest mushroom soil you could hope to farm. Or so the story goes. Probably a lot of bullshit if you ask me. Shh, listen. Do you hear that? He's still asleep, thank goodness. But when the windy thing was kicking up all that fuss, it sounded like he was not happy at all. And the air will get right on that in about 6,000 pages. Yep. It makes me absolutely furious that anyone other than him bends the breeze to his will. It is not pleasant for anybody. Luckily, there is only one person who can do that, and he is surely a mythical figure who only morons believe in. Look inside. Spooky. What does this one have? Another butt puppet. Another Smuppet. More salamanders. Oh man, look at that dashing style. Rumpled head objects are all the rage these days. I would love to wear one, but I just don't have the money. Well, I agree it is important to keep up with the fashions. Tell you what, I will give you some money for a hat so that you can be one of the coolest salamanders in town. Here you go. Got 1,000 boon dollars. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Thank you so much. I love my new rumpled head object and I love you. You're welcome. If I had millions of fucking Monopoly dollars, you know, and there was just a bunch of cute critters in a village who just wanted like 1 or 2 millions of my Monopoly dollars, I'd go around doing this shit too. Whatever little whimsical thing their hearts desired. I am the absolute pinnacle of fashionability. Marvel at the object upon my head and admire the luster of its velveteen rumples. It was so expensive. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Haberdasher, hello, looking for a head object that is rumpled and unsightly? All of our head objects are rumpled and unsightly, fortunately. Rumpled head object, even rumplier head object, the rumpliest head object of all. Why can't I buy a rumpled head object and wear it? What's in this one? It's a boon buck, I think. A whole boon case. But it's empty and therefore worthless. Too bad. You guess riches aren't quite so easy to come by. It is this way that we locals call the glow shape. It is above the thing that the air will take as most important and legendary naps upon. Oh, that must be my quest bed. The air's quest bed. I almost forgot I was being all sneaky and incognito here. My response to that will be simply a singular, unintelligent, and unpunctuated glub. Glub. Merchant, what will it be today? Frame motif shop. Feather Cadence, Pneumatic Progression, Breathless Battaglia, Ivories in the Fire, Mixolydian Maelstrom, Fantasia's Inhale. Are those buyable things that do a song? No, I don't think they were like a real thing. They were just, yeah. No, there's no reading things. I'll just let it play out. It's the glow shape. The glow shape that hovers above the quest bed. Alright, John, proceed to the quest bed. And take your legendary nap. Wish we had more info on the Frey motifs. So mysterious and underutilized. I always just thought of them as basically just the background battle music, you know. And when you're like jogging along to a rhythm or a beat that two people can go along with, it allows you to just do some funky shit together. We see them in a flash, like way later on somewhere. But yeah, they're not really too mysterious. They're just battle combos / fun battle music. Pardon me, I need to drink something. Okay. Take your legendary nap. Okay, I think I'm ready to take this legendary nap and then climb the god tiers, I guess? Yes, exactly. Pretty exciting, isn't it? Yeah, maybe it is a little too exciting. What's that mean? I'm not sleepy at all. Also, this is not much of a bed, more like a really hard slab of rock. I don't see how I'll be able to sleep. John, would you like me to put you to sleep? You mean you're asking me this time instead of you just doing it? What happened to you wanting to be responsible for me becoming a hero? John, I'm clearly involved in your rise to power now regardless. That can't be changed. I'm giving you the option, because at some point a hero has to start making choices. Once you take a break from hunting treasure and stop getting distracted by side quests, you'll eventually realize that that's what this game is all about. The choices you make affect the destiny of the universe you create, as well as the type of hero you become. It would have been nice if someone was around to explain all this to me and let me have some control over my own fate. I had to do this much less pleasant way. I'm sparing you that indignity. Besides, it's not like you're some loser who doesn't know how to make tough decisions, so what'll it be, John? Well, I'm supposed to go to sleep to realize my destiny, and you have the ability to make me do that, so I don't really see the harm in that. It sounds like it's just the practical thing to do. Am I hearing a yes, John? Yes, that is my decision. Vriska, please put me to sleep. You got it. Out like a light. There he is, all sleeping. And then stabbies. And all Vriska has to do is smile. S. John, rise up. I think this is a flash, so I'll just there's nothing to read in this one. It's just there. Let me know if it's too loud once the music starts. Actually, who this? Go here. Is this quiet or too loud? Let me know. I'll just pause it and wait for a response from the one person who's here. It's to your liking, Manly Starman 67. Sounds fine. Okay, so I'll just... There we go. Now I'll just turn my mic off for a bit. Yeah, they are pretty good, aren't they? I like all the songs in Homestuck. Also interesting is that, like, that last bit, doesn't that technically say that John god-tiered um, on the 612th day of their session? So I guess that's how long their session has been going on so far, or I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. But yeah, they've been going at it for a while then, I guess. Alright, if this is just meant to be about Homestuck, I'm not sure. Anyway, continuing on. Dave, also lying down for a nap. With Dave there too. Dave, pester Terezi. Turn tech godhead, begin pestering Gallows Calibrator. Okay, what? What do you mean, what? I mean, what are you waiting for? Are you gonna just stand there, or are you gonna suck it up and assassinate that nice-looking Dave in his sleep? But you know if I'm going to or not. It's lame for you to pretend there's any element of suspense here. Why don't you just tell me? Oh, I get it. You want to rise to the god tiers and become as great as John, while still forfeiting all of your decisions and free will to a blind girl in another dimension. Real heroic, Dave. Or should I say, so cool. Look, I don't mind making the decision if that's what's going on here, like doing the free will thing. Oh, is that a thing now? Yes, how would it ever stop being a thing? Being a thing's not something I'd ever stop doing. I just want to know what's really going on here before I decide to start chopping off the heads of outrageously good-looking snoozing dudes. I told you, you need to die on your quest bed to reach the god tier in Skya with John. Okay, I know, but something about this doesn't add up. Who is this guy? I don't remember sleeping on this bed. Or reaching the god tier, I'm pretty sure that's something I'd remember. So is he from the future? Does this mean later I'm gonna have to put this ugly goddamn suit back on? Which I thought we both agreed I'd retire from the wardrobe forever. And then go back in time and sleep in this bed and get killed by me right now? Do I have the stable loop right? Nope. Then what? I can tell you, but first, are you so sure this is the source of your hesitation, Dave? Keeping track of temporal logistics? Why wouldn't I be concerned about that? If we make mistakes, then dead Daves start piling up, and dead Daves are the enemy, remember? Says the sword-holding guy who's about to add one to the pile. I'm just saying, it isn't easy for anyone to face their own death, even if the consequences is to their benefit. Not even any of us managed to do it. Well, except for one. Who? Take a wild guess. Okay, got it. I wonder if this can finally be the conversation that isn't deteriorating into a lot of bitching and moaning about her. Fine. So if I'm understanding this guy isn't from the future who came back to finish a loop, and he's not from the past because I'd remember doing this. So if this isn't part of our timeline choreography at all, must be from an offshoot timeline, which means he's doomed. Yes. Okay, so how did this happen? Where did we fuck up? We didn't. Sorry about this, Dave. It was the best way I could think of to show you what this involves. You wouldn't stop bugging me about why you'd never be able to catch up with John. I told you wouldn't be able to face your death, and that wasn't good enough for you, so here we are. What exactly did you do? Okay, remember when you were asking me about this god tier stuff and how John was able to ascend, and I told you it would involve dying, and you kept going on about it, so I gave you a choice to find out now or find out later? Yeah, I remember. That seems like such a long time ago already. What was that like? More than a day for me, chronologically. Yes, but it was only a couple minutes ago for me. You finally wore me down with all your recent pestering. So I said fine, and went back a little earlier on your timeline to kick this off. So this is how we are doing this now. Okay, but you didn't actually give me a choice. You just flipped a coin. Yeah, and I left the decision over the outcome of the flip in your hands. Maybe you forgot. I wouldn't blame you since there's been a lot to keep track of, but here's how it went down. You were starting around in your delicious kiwi 8-ball suit and running around your fresh mouth as usual. Derp yo Terezi, sup, gotta beat John, gotta beat John. He's got a long hood and he does win. How can I get powers like that too? Oops, red is how I talk, my bad. Oh my god. Dave, this is so decadent. Why didn't you tell me ever how amazing it is to type like this? I almost can't handle it. Okay, stop that shit. It's probably like crack to you. I'm not going to stand by and watch you fall prey to your own wild cherry apeshit apocalypse. Okay. So anyway, I'm like, Dave, that's going to involve facing your own death, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but I don't think you're ready for that. And then Dave is like, that's so stupid, blah blah, I'm being difficult and cool, word up. So I say, fine, I will show you. But only if you promise to the exact terms of my arrangement in order to protect the integrity of the timeline. The arrangement being the coin flip thing. Thank God we did that, otherwise we'd be screwed. I probably would have gone back in time and killed my own grandfather. Oh wait, I never had one. But it was important. You just didn't know what was going on, which was for your own good. I told you I was going to flip a coin. And before I did, you had to pick a side without telling me, good heads or bad heads. And you were like, hey sure, Terezi, I will hella go along with your Two-Face thing, whatever that means. Oh yeah. What did that mean, by the way? What's the Two-Face thing? Two-Face is a human Batman villain who's half ugly and flips coins all the time to make evil decisions. Oh. Well, that's kind of disheartening. I sort of thought my coin flipping was a cool and unique thing. It's okay, flipping coins for reasons is still pretty badass, I guess. Why don't you finish your story? Right, so the choice, if you recall, was I could show you how to reach the god tier now, or I could show you later. And you had to assign one option to good heads and the other option to bad heads. And whatever's the result of the flip, you had to promise to do what you committed to beforehand. No cheating and changing your mind, or that would fuck it up. Right, exactly. So, like I said before, I had no choice at all. I picked some options and you flipped a coin. Yes, but leaving the choice to you was important here. You'll see why if you think about it. Not seeing it. I picked good heads to mean you'd show me now. Bad heads to mean you showed me later. You said it came up bad heads. So I was like, okay, I can wait. And I did for like a whole day, and now here you are showing me. Did I miss something? Yes, you forgot that there was also an offshoot reality in which you made just the opposite decision. That was the one where bad heads meant I would show you the right way. Remember, before the flip, I instructed you what to do in that event, to go back in time and wait further instruction. And you did. He did, that is. He went back in time, and I told him to find this bed and go to sleep. And then future Dave would come later and kill him, sending him to his god tier if he so willed. If he could find the wherewithal to go through with it. The sleeping Dave is the doomed Dave, the one who didn't wait. The future Dave is you, the one who waited. In your quest, you're the Alpha Dave. He's you. Dave, show him your stabs. Then this is kind of useless, isn't it? I thought you were bringing me back to here to finish a stable time loop, not murder a guy you punked who's gonna die regardless. What's the fucking point of giving a doomed version of myself superpowers anyway? Maybe he will stop being doomed after you kill him. Maybe he will get the Dave powers and live a long and cool life not being doomed anymore. How would you know unless you take a stab at it? It's just the worst thing when you get morbid. Anyway, maybe. But I kind of doubt that's how it works. I mean, doomed means doomed, doesn't it? The loopholes are only temporary, like look how Dave's sprite turned out. Rip Mr. Orange Creamsicle, may he rest in deliciousness. Am I wrong in guessing that? Shouldn't you know better than me? Dave, when it comes to time stuff, why would the Seer of Mind know better than the Knight of Time? I don't know. What does being a Seer of Mind actually mean? That is a great question. Maybe if you think about it, you can figure it out yourself. Oh, okay. It's someone who makes a bunch of dumb riddles. I figured it out already. Yeah, right. Let's not get derailed here. We were talking about a serious issue, and I'm standing over my soon-to-be corpse while holding a fucking sword. Okay, that is fair. You are probably correct about doomed Mr. Kiwisuit here. Paradox Space is pretty vicious about punishing those in violation of its plan. Punishing. Sure, it finds ways to annihilate the paths which do not contribute constructively to its own propagation, and it is equally merciless to those who inhabit them, and in particular those who cause them. It appears to have a sense of justice, don't you think? I guess. Well, you asked what I thought, and that's what I think. The question remains, now what? I don't know, none of this is making for a very persuasive argument that I should kill doomed me. But he's going to die anyway. Why not just be the one to put him down? At the very least, you could make sure it's a pleasant demise instead of something nastier. See, this shit you're doing now, this is the morbid shit I was talking about. It's not anywhere near as endearing as you probably think, even with your bracket smile after it. Like, okay, you said something fucked up, but hey, here's a cute face, my heart just fucking melted. Dave, we both know my bracket smiles are irresistible. Okay, yeah, you're right, I just got one over totally. I think this whole thing was a ruse. And not even the funny kind that qualifies distractions. I think you got my whole timeline there in front of you, and you know damn well I have no intention of killing this guy ever, and it's just a big game you set up to watch me squirm over weird mortality issues while you giggle. Yeah? So? So, I guess, well played? I don't know. Just one question, and please just drop the fucking justice riddles and be honest. Do I ever make the god tier, like, the right way? Very well, I will stop tormenting you, Dave. No, you don't. But that is not as bad as it sounds. Like I said, none of us made it, except for... Okay, never mind. It wasn't necessary. We were already breezing through the game at our lower levels. By the time we reached the top of our echelons and mastered our free motifs, we were completely dominating. Okay, so the end boss was more challenging than we expected, but by then it was too late to go back and do anything about it, and we had an army of lethal psychic robots to help us. It all worked out in the end. Why do you think I had to buy all those free motifs? Even if you're not quite where John is, you're still a pretty deadly weapon. Okay. Then cool, I guess I can live without wearing a sweet windsock hoodie and making time tornadoes or whatever. I was only bugging you about it because you were being so vague. Yes, I know. I thought it was better to show you what was involved. It's one thing to say, sub Terezi, help me be a god, sub, but facing it is different. Our race is not exactly uncomfortable in the proximity of death, but it was still a challenge we weren't prepared for, and then Jack killed our dream selves, and I guess we lost that chance for good. Alright then, I guess that's enough of this horseshit time to move on, right? Sure, if you really want to leave poor doomed Dave here to do his own devices. I don't even want to be around when he wakes up, it'll be weird and awkward. I don't suppose I could talk you into putting him out of his misery based on the result of a coin flip. No, fuck no. Put your fucking death coin away. Jesus. I'm forbidding you from ever flipping that coin again when you're talking to me or even thinking about it. Fine. Wow, Dave. So touchy about a silly little coin. You're overestimating its relevance here anyway. In fact, after I flipped it, I didn't even look at the result. What, you didn't? Nope. Dave, why would a blind girl look at a coin she can't even see? It doesn't make sense. That's fucking idiotic. You could smell a flea off a dog's balls. Dave, see, this shit you're doing now, this is the gross shit I was talking about. It's not anywhere near as endearing as you think. Ha 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 ha. So, this is bullshit. Okay, your coin flip of death was meaningless. Great to know. Is there anything else we need to do here? I sent you the money. I got all the frame motives. Tell me what there is left besides you jerking me around. Probably time we chill out for a while and I get back to sync with my teammates. Oh, yes, I know. You've got some work to do. I can take a hint and give you some space to do it. Jade is going to need your help on her nice frosted marshmallow planet. Then I guess that's where I'll go. And if you can find it in your cool kid heart not to stay mad at me, feel free to get in touch anytime. Okay, I mean, I'm not even actually mad, I don't know. I still don't really get what you did. Was the trick really necessary? It sounds like the split off was a result of both possible decisions I could have made, and had fuck all to do with your coin or randomness or luck. Exactly. See, you do get it. Get what? You asked what it means to be the seer of mind. Yeah, and? I obviously still don't know. Okay, then I'll just ask this. How much of your reality do you think is made of what's in your mind? I don't know. Sounds like a riddle. Fuck it, I'll just say all of it. I mean, that is the answer, right? Smartass. It is not a riddle. It's a serious question. There's a big difference, Dave. If you see what's in your mind clearly and understand the power your thoughts have, then you understand reality while everyone else is running around confused and angry and upset. Because they think reality is something happening to them, rather than something they are making every moment with every thought. Oh, okay. Well, how well do you think you know your own mind, Dave? Really well. I know it biblically. It's an obscene NSFW and not safe for work spectacle. Hee hee. I don't know what that means, but I know it's probably a rude joke. Means my skull is a bucket and my brain's a plump fuck grub. Gross, Dave is gross, but I knew that too. I know your mind better than you. Oh, do you? I'm not psychic, but I have the sight seers are meant to have. It was my role to have it. To talk to people and see the tunnels and vortices in their minds and to understand the realities they would create if those thoughts lead to action. For my enemies, I meant to bring about the inherent retribution flowing from the reality made by their own evil thoughts, and for my friends to protect them from their tendency to underestimate the power their confusion has over their fate, to keep them out of trouble, Dave. Is that what you were doing just now? Maybe I was. You never know, seers are notoriously cryptic in their ways. You know, fuck. Anyway, it's been fun, Dave. It's been fun because the more people try to hide, the more they show me. So I guess that's how I know I like you so much. Man, you were just some kind of know-it-all, aren't you? What else do you know? I know some very important things. Like? I know that you were onto something when you said luck wasn't involved with the coin flip. Yeah, because you didn't even look. It was like Schrodinger's fucking coin, and then it turned into Schrodinger's fucking Dave. Ricky Schrodinger? Yeah. Well, yes, that may be true, but even so, I do know that luck is a very real thing. Fortune is the essence of light, and it shines on those who've mastered it. But I know something more important than this. It is a big secret, maybe the biggest and most important secret of all. What? Luck doesn't actually matter. And dead Vriska. We see Tavros. This is it, Runt. Here's your chance. Kiss her. Kiss that girl, you wimp. Aw, for crying out loud. You make me sad, Runt. Just shaking my head here. That's it. I can't take it anymore. I gotta stop playing games for girls. You're on your own, Runt. Oh, now you want to kiss me? Little late, don't you think? Save your breath, Paige. I ain't dead yet. Just yet. Besides, plenty of time for that later. Pick me up. Need to get somewhere fast. Are you ready to fly, pupa? And that's her quest bed, because it's her big light symbol above there. Oh, she's like a little beehive kind of thing. That's what I want on my land. I like this imagery. She's a little circular quest bed. I won't make you do it. This is up to you. Here's your chance. But do it fast, okay? Please don't make me bleed to death slowly. Thief. Why not take control? No, this is his decision. I know he can do it. Tavros, hurry up. Nope, he's gone. Kill me. Steal his will. It's what a thief does. End this. No, 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 no. Do it, you coward. Kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. Dee Dee switched to number 4. Take her out. You're making a mess, Junior. Finish her. What you waiting for? What are you? Some kind of wimp? Damn. I wonder what would have happened if Tavros did kiss her, namely to do with the breath leaving his lips before she stops him. Not sure about that one. I'm assuming it has something to do with the spirit. Purely saying that because breath is the opposite of blood, and blood has a lot to do with like the flesh and the body. Someone with the blood aspect in his position might have been able to like heal her, but I guess the breath coming out might have been able to draw her spirit out a bit quicker and like, you know, less physically painful. I don't think it would have helped anything, but that's just my guess. Explosion, and then rise up, thief. Yeah, cool god tier outfit. Mind-meltingly bright colors. Snowman escape. Because she's no man. The Windy Boy's dead. The tragedy is overwhelming. All hope is lost. Oh well, time to get out of this tin can. Wayward vagabond, escape. Yes, press the escape key. Tap it multiple times. The door jams. Oh right, the station is out of power. You forgot about that. Examine the treasure. Of course you still have your secret treasure, but it will almost certainly prove to be of no use to you in this dilemma whatsoever. It clearly serves no significant purpose other than to be pretty and to make your hand glowy. Back in the sleeve in your trusty knife it goes. Search for the power source. Oh yeah, there's another thing you forgot about. You ate that delicious green nuclear rock earlier in the day, even though it feels like it was more than a year ago. But guess there's nothing to do but wait it out. I think that's just to a previous page. Yeah, like when that happened forever ago. Jade, prepare for imminent windfall. There he goes again, bothering you. He's so impatient. Doesn't he realize how time-consuming it is to prepare for the holidays? He's just gonna have to hold his stupid angry alien space horses. Wait, you almost forgot. It's still April, and nowhere near the holiday season. You guess all this wintry weather tricked you into thinking it was. But wait, even that doesn't make any sense. Since it never snowed on your island, you were never able to connect it with the holiday season. Boy, are you confused. But you always wanted a white Christmas, and damn it, that is what you are going to have, even though it's April, and even though you are giving all these presents to yourself, and even though Jesus Christ is no longer a relevant figure to celebrate on account of the annihilation of humanity. No, shut up, Carcat. Carcat cannot be conveyed with a more detailed portrait yet. He is too angry and is forced to look like shit. Maybe later if he can manage to calm down. Shit, let's be Santa. Yeah, the Kringle fucker. Yes, perfect. It is the prettiest tree I've ever seen. Okay, I'm gonna torrent on you like another like negative billion artifact grists. Okay, great. Everything about that makes total sense. Yeah, now draw the conksuckiest boot you ever drew. Okay. Draw conksuck boot. Yeah, conksuck boot. Even my own tongue can't wrap around that. It's so shitty. I love the shitty things they make. Is this conksucky enough? It is the conksuckiest piece of fucking shit that ever still qualified as a boot. You just know immigrants were responsible. Jesus, Dave. Well, I'm not even sure if I'm technically a U.S. citizen. Yeah, see what I mean? Jade, deck the halls. And the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. Jade, alchemize. You've put a lot of thought into this, and you have some great ideas, but first you would like to make something practical, something to keep you warm in the chilly weather. Make the earmuffs. This little squiggle. Fluffy ball plus headband. You combine Rose's headband with some sort of fluffy ball you drew? This isn't really working. Also, this pointless thing was absurdly expensive for some reason. Just draw some earmuffs. Earmuffs. You simply draw a pair of earmuffs and make them. Yay! Jade, combine earmuffs with lunch top. Lunch muffs. You make a pair of lunch muffs. Finally, an easy hands-free computing solution that keeps your ears warm and looks amazing to boot. And also, for some reason, would carry a snack. Jade, combine Johnny 5 and lunch top. You figure as long as you have the lunch top card handy, you might as well try to do something with this dumb Johnny 5 ghost image you accidentally made once. You don't even know what this robot's deal is. You've never even seen this stupid movie. The Johnny top. You make the Johnny top. Finally, a difficult-to-use hands-on computing solution that does nothing but roll around of his own accord while talking about his emotions and reading books fast. Finally. Combine Iron Man armor and outfit. You decide to cut to the chase and do something that will have indisputably cool results. You go to one of the stairwell rooms and carefully observe the armor while you sketch it. You have secretly wondered whether your grandpa was actually Iron Man in his younger years. It would explain so many things, including why this armor is here. Iron Last Suit. You make the Iron Last Suit. And it's quite stylish, but maybe a bit cumbersome for casual wear. Probably only good for special occasions. If you're going to adopt a new regular outfit, you'd prefer something a little comfier and less ostentatious, and if possible, in less flagrant violation of copyright laws. Sadly, Jake was not Iron Man. Nope. Combine one of Grandpa's beauties and outfit. You sketch one of his silly, sun-bleached blue lady portraits. He would be so proud. Dress of Eclectica. You make the Dress of Eclectica. This is so much better. Combine Rose's crystal ball and magic cue ball. You lost your magic cue ball in the explosion, so you'll have to draw it and hope your Modus knows what you're getting at. You've been dying to see its predictions, and you think you're onto something here. Sadly, the Modus interprets your circle as a boring and useless magic 8-ball. Oh well, you guess you'll do it anyway. Combine Rose's crystal ball and magic 8-ball. Transparent magic 8-ball. You make a transparent magic 8-ball. You can now see inside and watch the dark water sloshing about the cavity in the globe. The predictions seem kind of lame when you can see all the other possibilities tumbling around in there. Kinda makes the fortune feel irrelevant. Combine crystal ball and glasses. Sooth specs. You make the sooth specs. Now you can see everything, albeit through a dizzying fisheye filter. Combine sooth specs and ledge top. You make the Junior CompuSooth spectagoggles. You can never have too many cool computers. Combine furry trophy, lunch top, and shirt shoes. You grab one of your grandpa's softest trophies and use it to make a really stylish, warm, fuzzy squirrel jacket. You do the exact same thing to your shoes to make a matching pair of squirrel sneaks. The jacket and the shoes are also computers. You will never be caught without a computer, ever. You are suddenly feeling more fashionable than any kid in Paradox Space. All of the style belongs to you. The only thing left to do is make yourself deadlier. Combine Dave's Midnight Crew poster and rifle. Girl's best friend. You make a girl's best friend. Pew pew pew. Combine Charles Dutton and Squiddle. You still have this Charles Dutton ghost image you accidentally made. You were not sure what to do with this gentleman, if anything. Oh well, when in doubt, squiddle it. You made a Duddle. The Duddle is weirding you out a little. You believe you will keep your distance from the Duddle. Sketch particle accelerator. It's such an uncomfortable piece of paint art. You put the leering Duddle out of your mind and try to sketch one of the pieces of equipment from your destroyed room to the best of your recollection. Hopefully it works so you can try making something sweet. In B4 session full of Duddles. Combine rifle, iron last suit, and particle accelerator. It worked. The result is a huge kick-ass proton cannon. Obviously, you can only wield this weapon in your iron last suit. I want someone to prototype the Duddle now. Let him speak. No, he doesn't need to speak. He doesn't. Proton cannon. Or you would if you were able to afford the thing. Dave turbo-torrented you a lot of grist, but you don't have that much. Combine mummy and MC poster and outfit. Dead shuffle dress. You made the dead shuffle dress. While wearing this outfit, you almost feel as if you were ripped straight from the animes. Combine green sun bedsheets and girl's best friend. The green sun street sweeper. You made the green sun street sweeper. Aw, yeah. Okay, how about one more outfit? Outfits are the best, you think. Combine dress of Eclectica, felt poster, and 8-ball. 3 in the morning dress. You make the 3 in the morning dress. It is so fancy, you cannot imagine wearing it on anything other than a super special occasion. Not to mention you'll freeze your ass off in this thing. Combine mecha, street sweeper, and iron suit. You still have this mecha ghost image you made a while ago, by accident as usual. Might as well throw a bunch of crazy shit together and see what sort of insane loot crops up. The suspense is almost too much. You make Johnny 5. God damn it, motherfucker thinks he's alive. He's a tin can, robots don't have feelings. Combine Dutton and Soothbex. Dutton bubble goggles. You make the Dutton bubble goggles. You can see into eternity. Forever. Okay, that's enough. Happy April 13th, 2019, everybody. Or, I said 2019. Jesus, 2009. Time. All of your computers light up at once as some douchebag starts hassling you, whatever this douchebag might be. You'll have to remember to keep most of these computers turned off. Answer this douchebag. Caligulus Aquarium has begun trolling Garden Gnostic. Now that you're done making all that pointless rubbish, I've got something way more worth your while. Wait, which one are you again? Weren't you the guy who was always trying to hit on me? That could have been anyone. Let's not get distracted by your sad league of suitors and their flushed desperations. I'm offering you the edge here in your rivalry with the other female. We've got the same abstratus, and I don't need this thing anymore, since I became more powerful than you could ever imagine, as a mighty wizard of white science. So you might as well take it and settle your score with that awful witch. But I'm the witch. I mean, witch. Yeah, okay, the seer then, if you want to be dealing with technicalities. Rose? I do not have a score to settle with Rose. Why would you think that? Oh, well, fuck. Suppose I was guessing it was natural to presume some such relation like that between the two of you. I think you're projecting your own attitude onto others. Just because you tend to hate and or hit on everyone you meet doesn't mean everyone else is that way. Rose just sent me a code for a crystal ball. She's my friend and is basically the best. Oh, I see. So she shared her magic secrets with you, then. It's probably a trap. I wouldn't trust her. She is cunning and treacherous, or trust me, I know her type. Wait, do you have a thing for her too? Did she reject you or something? You are slinging around such a bloody mess of slander with these accusations, you wouldn't understand anyway. It's already been painfully established you people can't get your shallow think pans under the majesty of our quadrants. If you must know, things between us were getting pretty bellicose, and I'm pretty sure she was waxing as obsidian for me, as a human got it in him to do. And if not for the interdimensional divide keeping us apart, honestly I don't doubt our rivalry could be brewing outright pitch. But the thing is, I need a rival who can pose me a challenge, and frankly, she's not even fit for holding my cape anymore. At this point, I find all of her adorable black pixie dabblins to be prime kitty playtime shit. All of her fraudulent magics cannot come close to posing threat to my mastery over the truest sciences. Oh god, what's this thing in my throat? I'm allergic to bullshit again. And with my empiricist's wand, I serve as the righteous hope that will incinerate delusion and the deluded alike. My holy fire is the white fury bled from the wrath-weary eyes of 50,000 non-fictional angels. I have the power of God and anime on my side. That's all I imagine Eridan saying in his head. And when they're finished weeping, they will bow before their prince. Wow, what are you talking about? So really you should be honored to inherit my old calling, both my armaments and my feud. It'll be witch against witch. A real one versus an imposter. Faker one dies. Hey, look at that. Time for me to get going. Oh, will you just take the fucking gun already? No, I don't want it. It's a way more powerful weapon than any of the crap you made. It's a legendary relic without equal. More like a legendary piece of shit. You're being needlessly fucking stubborn about this. I'm doing you a fucking favor here. Yes, but I don't like you very much, and I feel really icky about accepting a present from you. If you accept it, this is the last I'll ever be bothering you about anything, okay? Fine. FFFFFFWW. What? That's the code. Oh. Make this legendary piece of shit. Ahab's crosshairs. I've seen this one before. How's that possible? It's a one-of-a-kind weapon plundered from an Alternian ghost ship. Now, I'm very sure this is the same rifle included with John's present, but bigger, of course. Probably a cheap imitation of the original. Kind of like that one there is. So there's your answer, Staber Loops ahoy. Now enjoy the utter fucking domination it affords. Yes, but I did not provide the weapons. My pen pal did. Who's that? The guy who helps me build the present. We worked on it together, but he supplied the bunny's weapons. I'm pretty sure he's from the future. Why? Because he said he's my grandson. What the fuck is a grandson? Is that some kind of perverse human familiar thing? Yes. Never mind, then your procreational biologistics make my fins curl in distaste. Oh no, please don't tell anyone I told you about him. How do I let that slip to you of all people? Settle down, Jade. You're radically underestimating the amount of shit I don't give about this. I'll have you know this is the last time I'm planning on talking to any human. I got bigger ships to sink, and soon when I'm good and ready, me and my luminous fucking science stick have got a date with Jack Noir. And no, not that kind of date. Give me a little fucking credit. Wow, okay, I wasn't gonna say anything. Why does this matter so hush-hush anyway? He didn't want me to tell my friends who he really was. I guess maybe he was concerned about upsetting the timeline? I don't know. Well, maybe he didn't want to disrupt whatever disgusting sequence of events was responsible for his spawning in the first place. Maybe. I have wondered about that, assuming he is right. He is so nice, and it really did feel like I was talking to family, so I really don't think he was making it up. I couldn't help but try to imagine his parents, and more interestingly, his grandfather. I still wonder who it could be, although I guess at this point the options are pretty limited. I love how at this point when you're like first reading the comic, you're like, oh yeah, like maybe Jade does grow up and like get married and have like a grandson, but then you're like, now it's just like, nah, it's Jake. Interesting. Okay, I think I'm starting to feel ill talking about things making me fathom pink wigglers coming out of your own personal torso, so a change of fucking subject. The gun I just gave you is something of a fucking hatrite to the kid. Happy I could play a role in your dirty stinking lineage. Like an heirloom? I guess it could be. Do you even have those? If you don't have parents, how could you? No, we don't know our direct forebears, and I'm pretty sure any attempt to seek out or even inquire about the supplier of your genes would be a fine way to get yourself killed. But we've got our lore, and it says we've all got individual ancestors who contribute to most of our genes above and beyond whatever the grub's slurry does. Ew. Oh, shut up. Anyway, a lot of us believe we were meant to trace the footsteps of those ancestors, even if we can never know them. And on that journey, we can come across belongings they once had, because we were hatched to find them and finish their work. I kind of think that's why I found the gun in the first place, but now I'm forsaking it because fuck, I just found a better destiny than my old crappy one, which I never got any appreciation for anyway. Then maybe that is how this heirloom should work. What do you mean? Well, I don't want to use it. Aw, man, come on. So I'll just dump it outside the house with the trash, and if it's fated to find my pen pal one day, then so be it. God damn it, it's like you people go out of your way to think about how to disrespect me. Maybe you should have been nicer to me. In any case, I don't appreciate the spirit in which the gift was given, so this is what I will do. Fine, fuck it, see what I care. This has been a completely flippin' useless exchange as have they have all been with your species. And for the record, even though I said that stuff about being fated to find my gun, fate isn't real. It's a lot of fake fucking horse feathers. Now go and be cleansed by the light of truth, purity, non-fakeness, hope, and above all, science. Gardenostic's Johnny Top exploded. Throw the legendary piece of shit outside with the trash. There it goes. So about 10 minutes. Wait, that's the second. So 10 hours and 25 minutes. 6 hours and 12 minutes. So this is just when all of those things happened. And then 5:12. Then 4:13. Solix answer Aradia. Hi. Hi. I guess I should say something before I go. Aradia, if I'm right, glubbing here, like 2 feet away from you. If you want to say something to me, why don't you just turn to your left and say it? It's bad enough that you've hardly said 2 lousy words to me since you became that sweaty asshole's moochbot. I know, but this is hard for me. How is it hard? You're a tin can. Robots don't have feelings. No, that's not true. Okay, then what is it? Sorry about everything, and all the bad luck you've had. You didn't deserve it. I have to go now. What? Where are you going? I'm not sure. Cool, I guess? Anyway, that's it. Wait, you mean for good? Will I see you again? I don't know that either, but I guess if you do, probably not with your eyes. What the hell is that supposed to mean? I think you'll be okay with it, though. I wish I could somehow make that emoticon smile. No, that looks stupid. Oh well. That hits different when you read the epilogues. Goodbye, Solix. Give you a hug. And off I explode. Botsplode. Come on, buddy. Turn that into a Wait, no, that looks stupid. Oh well. Doomed Dave. Wake up. Doomed Dave, Pastor Terezi. Well, that was apparently pointless. Now what? Hello? Terezi? What's up? Oh, and he dies anyway. Yep. And it upsets Terezi. Terezi abscond. Jade employed Junior CompuSooth spectagoggles. These things cost a fortune to make. They better do something awesome. And it turns out they do. The sophisticated computing technology merged with the crystal ball provides a simple way to see anything going on right now in the Inciposphere. How amazing is that? Inciposphere. As the Witch of Space, you figure it's about time you got better acquainted with the full breadth of your domain, which is to say, all physical locations. Jade Vujon. There he is, on the battlefield no less. That's a pretty cute outfit he's got on. You wonder what he did to make it. You also wonder why he's not answering your messages. Does he even have a computer on him? He should try to have more foresight and carry no less than 5 computers on him at all times, like a sensible person. Jade Viewrose. There she is. What is she doing on the lava planet? She seemed awfully preoccupied with you when you spoke to her moments ago, and she gave you the code for the crystal ball. You wonder who she could be talking to. Jade View Dave. According to the spectagoggles, there are currently 13 Daves scattered around the Inciposphere, including Dave Sprite. That is an absolutely preposterous amount of Daves. You guess Dave Sprite is the one prototyped by his future self that John was telling you about? Dave sure is a clever guy. Might as well have a look. Jade View Dave Sprite. The goggles zero in on the pendant, which is covered in blood? Oh, no. It seems that Dave is no longer too cool to have any dead family members. This is so sad. Hang on. The Dave count suddenly dropped from 13 to 12. Maybe one of them time-traveled away? You hope it doesn't mean what you think it. Jade View Missing Dave. Yeah, that would be a horrifying expression to see on, like, a dead friend's face. Also, it's really creepy how that, like, that one little blood spot makes it look like a pupil, and I've always found it so creepy when, like, people artistically do, like, the whole black eyes with the one little white pupil dot thing. It's spooky. Oh no. Jade pester a Dave. Garden Gnostic began pestering Turntech Godhead. Dave! Any Dave out there, please listen. This is a Dave out there, what's up? Dave, I just saw you and you were dead. You were in a green suit and covered in blood. Oh god, it was terrible. If that was a future Dave, you have to make sure that doesn't happen. It wasn't a future Dave. He was from a while ago. Oh, I'm so confused. Sorry you had to see that. Don't worry, it was just a doomed Dave. No big deal, really. I was swindled into splitting time paths along the way, and that guy got the dead end of the stick. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. Okay, I'm still not sure I get that, but I guess I am relieved. Yes, you are. Go ahead and be relieved. Yes, you are. Go ahead and be relieved. There should be like a comma there or something. Woo! There, I just was. Nice. How did that poor Dave die? Was it Jack? Yeah, he's pretty much the guy in charge of random teleportation murders right now. What about your, oh no, I don't even know if you know about this. What, my bro? Yeah, Jack killed him too. Is it something you want to talk about? Not much to talk about. This is some pretty serious existence-threatening shit going down, and some people are going to die, I guess. Even crazy hard dudes like my bro / weird covert biological ghost dad. Ghost dad? Yeah, Rose's too. I thought John filled you in on the ectobiology stuff. Oh, he mentioned something about it. I guess I didn't realize its full implications, but time was short when we talked. Bottom line is, we were all related slime-wise, except you and me and him and Rose pair ways, respectively. Makes the shipping chart pretty simple here. Hang on while I dig up that piece of shit Carcat made. Where the fuck did that thing go? Fuck it, never mind. Just imagine something ugly made by a jackass. Oh, silly Don. Dave only uses commas whenever Hussy decides he uses them. Yeah, no punctuation. I forgot I still have to go back to him. It's like a big unpleasant chore hanging over my head. I guess. Anyway, Dave, I'm really sorry about your bro, Dad. You were pretty close with him, right? It was a pretty bizarre relationship by any standard. Fighting off wave after wave of face-pummicing puppet ass every day. And always being on guard for stealth attacks in the middle of the night while getting up to go to the fucking bathroom. But I guess it all sort of amounted to some vague, unspoken semblance of a kinship, if that's a thing. Like if honor among thieves is something, then let's call it camaraderie among ironic rapping roof ninjas, but thanks. Yeah, close, normal relationship. Nothing wrong there. Pretty super, run-of-the-mill. Yep, totally cool. But thanks. Sure. I thought about taking his sword when I was there, but I couldn't. Couldn't really bring myself to try to pull it out. It was too weird. Dave, we have to stop him. What? Jack? He shouldn't get away with this. You think? Yes. Why don't you stop jumping around through time like a maniac and stop being like 100 Daves all the time and come to my house so we can make a plan to kill him? Well, I'd like to, but I'm still trapped in the chronologistics of this fucking one-man ballet. There are loops outstanding, and if I step out of line, you get to see more bloody Daves. I'm getting pretty sick of it, but I think it'll be over soon. Then I'll break out of it and ride linear the rest of the way, I think. Once it's time to put the endgame in motion. Till then, you're on your own for a while. Oh. Besides, we can't beat him. Look at what he did to Bro and Dave Sprite together. I'm at the top of my echelon ladder with all the Frey motifs, and I stand no chance. John's even better than that, even though he doesn't know it at the moment, and he stands no chance either. Only thing we can do is hold it out until the scratch. What is the scratch? Guess I shouldn't really say, since you sort of lead the way in making that plan. Really? Well, yeah. Suffice to say, if we can't beat him, all we can really do is exile him to a place where he can't teleport back, which hopefully buys us some time, to try to take out his power source in a crazy suicide mission. So, was that like a hint about what I'm supposed to do? Kinda. Well, maybe I'm just being naive, but a crazy suicide mission does not sound like the ideal solution to me. Are you sure we can't beat him? I don't know if we should rule it out. Well, you're about to do what you're about to do, and I'm not going to tell you not to. I won't do the bullshit troll thing and tell you what you're going to do and then just dare you not to, while knowing damn well you will anyway. So I'll just say, what's next is up to you, and if later you want to talk about it, I'm here. Okay, thanks, Dave. Jade, do what you're about to do. You don't know what you're about to do, but you gotta do something. You can't stand by and let that monster teleport murder people all day. And frankly, the suicide plan Dave mentioned sounds just plain stupid. There must be a better way. Think, imagination. You suddenly remember the idea your awkward fairy god troll proposed. Maybe you were too hard on him. He was just trying to be nice. And it was an honest mistake that he slaughtered your grandfather, Ghost Dad, with his own childhood flintlock pistol. Maybe you should give his plan another chance. Yeah, she does have very, very tiny hand and big, huge head. Jade Pester Tavros. Garden Gnostic began pestering Adios Toreador. Oh dear. Oh, hey Tavros, I was thinking about your plan, about communing with my Lucis. Maybe it's not a bad idea. Are you there? I guess you're off doing something else. Oh well, hope you're doing okay. Talk to you later. I don't think he's doing so good. You don't think you can afford to wait around for him. This leaves the only other plan you can think of, one of last resort. Maybe it's for the best this way anyway. Who better to trust for the job? You prepare a delicious meal to summon your loyal Lucis, you mean dog. Jade, go upstairs to the laboratory. You enter the spooky old lab. You don't come here often. Huh? For a split second, you thought you saw something flash on the fenestrated wall there. Probably just your mind playing spooky tricks on you. You never had any idea what that thing was for. Jade, summon dog. Becquerel comes quickly at the promise of an irradiated steak. He is such a good boy, and truly the best friend a girl could ever hope for. You're sure gonna miss him. Just hoop your old dead self right in there. Yeah, that's not gonna end up horribly for anybody. Jade, say hello. Hello, Jade, can you talk? Oh, good. I was starting to get worried there. What did you do? You should have thrown in the Duddle. No. No. No Duddles. What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? I'm not going to scream that because my throat hurts. While the timer counts down with no particular clock stepping forward to claim it. The most important character in Homestuck fondly regards the miracle of a new beginning. Lab drop. Drop. Bounce. Snowball. And whirly-bird yourself around in there. Until you land. And everything's terrible. Lord English, reveal yourself! Behold! Andrew Hesse, don't actually turn out to be Lord English. What are you, a fucking idiot? Of course I'm not Lord English. How dumb would that even be? Jesus, this coat is huge. I am swimming in this garish piece of shit. Would anybody fit in this thing? Andrew Hesse, disrobe. Why don't we cover this thing up? It would be a real shame to spoil their little moment with this nonsense. That's better. Retire to study. I've retired to my heavily processed photograph of Andrew Carnegie's study, painstakingly retrieved from a Google image search. Greet MS Paint. Mrs. Paint. Mrs. Paint, you are doing a wonderful job. Thank you. It was also very thoughtful of you to switch the layer mode of your coat of paint to the overlay setting, so it would not obscure the details of Mr. Carnegie's lavish room. Go check out Cal. That Miss Paint is one classy Prospertin lady. She is the model of grace and beauty. I'm always a bit flustered in her presence, especially when she carries her little pail around like that. Whereas this lazy sack of crap here makes me sick to my stomach. Cal, goddammit, we were all supposed to dress up for this. It doesn't look like you even touched that nice suit I sewed for you, let alone swapped your eyes with those billiard balls and made them alternate rapidly. This insubordination is putting me in a foul mood. It's bad enough I just had to take Falcor out behind the woodshed and blow his brains out after he caught the rabies. Pull up the old Underwood. Got a lot of typing to do. Hope the ribbon holds up. I should probably bust out that shitty drawing of myself again so I can type as quickly as possible. Andrew Hussey, bust out the shitty self-portrait. Whoops, need the felt duds. Hang on. Apply duds. Awesome, works for me. Begin typing. Tap, 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 tap. No, this is not nearly fast enough or jittery enough. Come on, I can do better than that. Let's go, dude. Recap it like you mean it. Recap number 3. Oh god, so much words are about to happen. Highlighting all that white text crashed my browser. Oh god, okay. Hold on. Actually, you know what? It is about 6 right now. Should I save the recap for the beginning of the next video or the end of this one? This is a lot to read. I'll get through it. I'll just go. I already highlighted it. After Act 4, we begin Act 5, Act 1, otherwise known as Hivebent. We were introduced to 12 trolls from a planet called Alternia, which resides in another universe. We followed these trolls as they played their own 12-player session of Suburb, or to them, Sugrub, to completion. A whole bunch of stuff happened along the way. In completing the game, they created a universe. Our universe, home to Earth, and our 4 heroes. But they were denied entry into the new universe due to an encounter with an indestructible demon. This demon was the 4 times prototype yknow from the kids session, forced into the troll session due to a space-time rift that the kids would later cause called a scratch. The trolls fled to the Veil, discovered the existence of the kids, and began trolling them. Then Act 5, Act 2 started. Through a Trollian viewport, we see John moments before the scratch is initiated, wearing his god-tier Air of Breath suit, in the land of heat and clockwork, Lohak, about to put in motion a plan he, the other kids, and all the trolls helped orchestrate to cause the scratch. This is the first conversation Karkat ever has with John, and the last John ever has with Karkat pre-scratch. Karkat proceeds to troll John backwards through his timeline. John knows increasingly little, while Karkat gradually begins to understand more. Events from Karkat's perspective. 10 hours, 25 minutes before some critical moment, Jack arrives and destroys the gateway to the new universe. Aradia transports all the trolls to the Veil to hide. Her army of doomed duplicates takes on Jack. They are all destroyed. The trolls find a computer lab in the Veil, and they stay there for most of the time remaining before the critical moment to occur at 0000. 6:12 before the critical moment, Jack destroys Prospit. Shortly before this, Kanaya chainsawed off Chavros' legs to replace them with robotic legs supplied by Equius. At the sight of this, Karkat faints, and for the first time, his dream self wakes up on Prospit. He's awake for only a moment before he sees Jack, and finally recognizes him as yknow, rather than the heretofore unidentified demon. Jack then kills him and all other Prospit dreamers in the process of destroying the planet. Karkat remains asleep for an hour until 5 hours, 12 minutes, 30 seconds before critical moment, exactly halfway through the countdown. While sleeping post-dream death, he dreams of horror terrors in the furthest ring, an experience anyone will have if sleeping after dream death. On waking up, he orders everyone not to sleep. He also wakes up to news that the humans were discovered. Neither he nor the other trolls understand the significance of the humans right away. They were discovered when Terezi was wired 413 boon bonds from Dave, on her future instruction. She urges Karkat to take a closer look at them. He dismisses them as irrelevant. It's not until later he makes the connection between the yknow in the kids session and the one hunting them down, recognizing them to be the same Jack, therefore placing the kids at fault for the current predicament. He then conceives of the plan to troll the humans as a futile form of payback and urges his team to follow suit with a compelling speech. He isolates John as the primary target of his hatred after watching him grow up. He is sure John is fated to be his Kismesis, a romantic partner specific to troll culture, centered around rivalry and loathing. In his first conversation with John, he is the air suit on Lohak. He professes these feelings clumsily. John cannot reciprocate. The awkward exchange causes Karkat to trap himself into continuing backwards on John's timeline, and the trolling continues in reverse fashion until John's first conversation with Karkat. By then, Karkat has explained many things to John along his journey, things about the game, about his role as an ectobiologist, and about their shared chief adversary, yknow. In John's first conversation with Karkat, Karkat needs to get in touch with Jade. It's at this point on Karkat's timeline that he's finally understood enough that he knows he must begin making plans with the kids for their mutual benefit. Karkat attempts to get in touch with Jade, who continues to ignore him in a particular time frame due to his persistent previous harassment of her in years prior. He leaves a message to her months in the past, telling her she needs to get in touch with him when her robot explodes. Her robot later finally does explode with her dream self when her dream self is killed in the impact of Prospit's moon on the battlefield. When she wakes up, she remembers the message and contacts him, but she contacts him at a point in his timeline where he is not yet interested in hearing from her. He argues with her, and is interrupted by his future self in a memo, from a time where he is trying to contact her. He and his future self argue, and Jade mediates between the two and becomes angry and frustrated and ceases the correspondence. By this point, the biggest meteor is yet approaching quickly. She must enter the medium to escape. She requires John's assistance. He must recover the server disk, install it, and rescue her. Events from John's perspective. John sleeps on Bro's rocket board, flying along with the meteors of the Reckoning. He lands back on his planet, the land of wind and shade, Loas. His dream self had awoken after Dream Jade pushed him to safety from the blast of Prospit's moon. His dream self now exists on the battlefield, awake whenever John sleeps. He wanders the battlefield with his robot bunny, who he would later name Liv Tyler. He sees his dad and Rose's mom and runs to meet them, but he wakes up before reaching them and his dream self disappears. The ring he was carrying falls into the ravine below, later to be recovered by Wayward Vagabond before his exile to post-apocalypse Earth. Vriska was responsible for waking him up. Upon discovering John, she takes an interest in his advancement and uses her abilities to help him progress and set up critical events along his timeline. The only effect her abilities have on humans is to wake them up or to put them to sleep. In this case, she woke him up so he would be able to receive the server disk about to come out of the parcel pixis. The disk had been deposited into the pipeline by PM some time ago. She and John continue to converse, and he befriends her, oblivious to the true nature of her schemes. She functions as his patron troll, a troll who is particularly focused on helping one of the kids, like Terezi is with Dave and Kanaya is with Rose. John returns to his house and installs the server, but not before touching base with Rose, who is committed to cracking open the secrets of the game through dark magic, and Dave, who is from the future, having time-traveled extensively over the course of the 24-hour reckoning period. John also encounters Nana, who gives him a pendant granting him the ability to summon her. She conjures a ghost bed for him and cooks for him with a ghost oven. He floats on his bed high above Loas while he connects to Jade. Pausing for a second, I wonder if Homestuck would have benefited from having none of these recaps later on. As I recall, this is the last one. I don't know. It kind of helps to sort of like, in this one especially, a lot of things are happening in different timelines from different characters' perspectives, so having it all laid out side by side at the same time kind of helps wrap your mind around when everything happened to everyone and when. So I kind of like this recap even here. Where was I? Floats high in his bed above Loas while he connects to Jade. Jade, who had woken up at her bed at the foot of the hill, returns to her house to find John setting up the equipment. John deploys the alchemeter and lathe in her greenhouse and the cruxtruder in front of her fireplace. He opens the cruxtruder and discovers there are 10 minutes and 25 seconds until impact. They discuss what to prototype with, if anything. Rose warns him of the danger of failing to prototype, which would not allow the battlefield to heal, evolve to its final form, and grow the tumor inside, which is critical to her plan to destroy the Green Sun. John resolves to prototype with the blue doll, missing an arm and an eye, to deliberately disable Jack, but Vriska puts him to sleep before he can. Beckerel then prototypes himself to destroy the meteor and save Jade. As he sleeps, John's ghost bed crashes into an oil ocean below. He loses his computer with the server disk on it and Nana's pendant. He hops to a small island. He notices the ocean is on fire over the horizon and a fire is approaching. He talks to Rose, who informs him Jade entered while he slept and is safe. She tells him about a quest he'll need to go on later to recover the tumor from the battlefield and bring it to her. He then talks to Karkat, who is speaking to him only the second time from Karkat's perspective. Karkat explains exactly what the kids did that made them decide to troll them. He blames Jade for prototyping Beck, creating Beck Noir, who is now terrorizing the troll's session, while blaming John for allowing it to happen. Meanwhile, the fire is approaching his island and has turned green due to Beck Noir's transformation, taking place during a duel with Bro and Dave Sprite elsewhere on Loas. John is contacted by Vriska, who admits to putting him in this position to challenge him, to realize his potential as the heir of Breath. She also admits to deliberately playing a role in the creation of Beck Noir, wanting to be involved in his rise, just as she also plans to be the one to kill him. She explains that regardless of her actions leading to his rise, his existence in the troll session is immutable. Due to the nature of paradox space, that outcome could not be changed with different actions. The only consequence of different actions would be an offshoot timeline in which all participants would be doomed. As the fire surrounds him, she encourages him to use his abilities, and with some coaxing from Wayward Vagabond, who commands him from his station, he does the windy thing. The breeze surrounds Loas and puts out the fire completely, and blows John to a larger landmass just outside of a village. The breeze also clears the clouds from the sky, but they return shortly, as the spell over the planet must be broken by other means. By unlocking this ability, he reaches the top of the Esha ladder and becomes the heir transparent. Vriska then informs him the only thing left to do is to reach the god tier, which is done by sleeping on his quest bed, which is nearby. She tells him to ask the locals about it. He does, and finds the quest bed beyond the village. He sits in the bed, but isn't tired. Vriska gives him the choice of whether he would like to put him to sleep. He agrees. While he sleeps, Jack Noir finds him and stabs him through the chest, killing him. Wayward Vagabond watches his death on the monitor and commands him to rise up. Wayward Vagabond sees nothing except fireflies gather around John's body, while the quest bed glows. After the spectacle, there is no change. John's body remains motionless, and the monitor shuts off. Wayward Vagabond believes John has died, and he is right. So, actually, the first time I was reading through Homestuck, I didn't understand that there was, like, a dead body left behind when they got here. I thought it was, like, a purely physical merger, like a teleportation, like, both into the same spot. But it really, the god tiering process really does seem to take the spirit from the thing that died and put it into a different body, and like that combination of like the spirit and the flesh in different form is what kind of makes the special god tieriness. So that's interesting. But on the battlefield, his dream self appears lying on a corresponding quest bed. His dream self slowly takes on the signs of the wound inflicted on his real self as it rises. His dream self then takes over as his real self, with all wounds healed, as the fully realized heir of breath. Wayward Vagabond, pre-exile, watches this happen on the battlefield. He remembers this moment long after his exile, without understanding what transpired. But on Earth, Wayward Vagabond believes he has just witnessed the end of John's quest. Wayward Vagabond is still in possession of the ring, and has accidentally locked himself in the station, and there is not enough power to unlock it. The only source of power is a lump of uranium which he ate hours ago, so he waits. John now wanders the battlefield, poised to complete the objective he was given by Rose. Events from Rose's perspective. Rose uses her dark magic to search for ways to subvert the usual course of the game and overcome the futility of the situation, with assistance from her patron troll Kanaya, counsel from the gods of the furthest ring, and information provided by Doc Scratch. Kanaya begins trolling Rose, suspecting her to be the author of the game fact guide she read on Alternia, a figure she grew up idolizing, but she becomes disappointed with her due to a series of miscues resulting from her sporadic non-linear trolling. She continues conversing with her non-linearly, engaging in a feud of snarky one-upsmanship, gradually befriending her. She eventually realizes Rose is the true author of the guide, which she watches her destroy the gate above her house with magic. She then continues helping her in a more linear fashion, uncovering the secrets of the game, and sharing her own extensive knowledge of the game with her. Ultimately, as Kanaya begins to understand the true nature of Rose's plan, she becomes afraid Rose is dangerous. She's especially unnerved by the fact that soon on Rose's timeline, her viewport goes dark and she can no longer be monitored. But she acknowledges she can do nothing to stop her. So she trains Aridin to become a powerful white wizard of hope to challenge her, as a joke. A particular target of Rose's investigation is the Green Sun. She rips apart underground ruins to retrieve information on it, and is further informed by Doc Scratch on the subject. The Green Sun is a huge star, nearly twice the mass of the universe. It resides somewhere in the furthest ring, and serves as the power source to all First Guardians. Beck was Earth's first Guardian, and when he became prototyped, Jack inherited all of his powers, which are supplied by the Green Sun. Doc Scratch is the first Guardian of Alternia. Doc Scratch, like Beck, is a virtually omnipotent being, with all the same powers. Unlike Beck, he is an intelligent host to these powers and is therefore also omniscient. His job is to pave the way for the arrival of his employer, an indestructible time-traveling demon called Lord English. Lord English can only enter a universe upon its death, at which point he travels back in time to an earlier point in the universe's lifespan to assume leadership of his gang of mobsters called the Felt. His machinations, like Scratch's, are in part designed to bring about his own future entrance. Before the trolls begin their session, Scratch took measures to both pave the way for English to arrive, as well as contribute to his own creation. First Guardians have circuitous, self-fulfilling origins, much like the players of Suburb. Beck was created in a lab through ectobiology by merging the ghost slime image of Grandpa's dog Harley with Rose's meow code. Scratch had a similar but yet unknown origin. Scratch manipulated several members of the Trolls party into playing Suburb as Scrub in the first place. Notably, he manipulated Viscra into killing Aradia, who as a ghost became the primary orchestrator of the session. He was also used as something of a pawn himself by Terezi in exacting revenge against Visca, causing her to lose an eye and an arm. This was another key moment in a critical cycle of revenge, leading to Terezi's blindness and awakening, Vriska's eventual death by Aradia's retaliation, and then Vriska's resurrection to the god tier as the Thief of Light. Having done everything he needs to do, Scratch tells Rose he wishes to die. Thus the destruction of the Green Sun is through their mutual benefit, and Rose forms a plan. While she gave the short version of the plan to John, telling him he needed to recover the tumor, she tells the full plan to Dave. The tumor at the center of the battlefield is in fact a very powerful bomb capable of destroying the Green Sun. She will go to sleep, and John will bring it to her dream self. Meanwhile, Dave is to go to sleep and listen to the gods, who will tell them how to find the sun. He will make a map, and Rose will plot the course there and destroy the Green Sun in a suicide mission. Ideally, this will negate all of Jack's powers, reducing him to mortal status again. Events from Dave's perspective. After entering the gate above his apartment, Dave begins exploring Lohak under the guidance of his patron troll, Terezi. Her fascination with him was prompted by the money wire from his future self, which alerted her to the existence of the humans in the first place. She watched him grow up with his bro, and made some observations about humanity through his upbringing, and she then committed to helping him, in part due to her rivalry with Vriska, who sought to make sure the human she favored, John, would outpace Dave. Over the course of the adventure she coordinates for him, Dave experiences about 3 days chronologically due to looping through time and fulfilling the requirements of various time loops. The key objective is to make enough money for him to be able to wire it to her in the first place, completing the time loop that started it all. The sum of money vastly exceeds what is typically gathered in a session, and it must be accumulated by manipulating the Lohac Stock Exchange using time travel. Along the way, Dave and Terezi befriend each other, trading comics and perpetuating financial capers. In the early going, Terezi leads him to a pot of soup prepared to his crocodile consorts for no particular reason other than it needed to happen on his timeline. Doubtful of the need for her help, he nearly quit, but received assurance from his future self and continued exploring. He goes underground and discovers gold ruins. Before entering, he's interrupted by Karkat, who uses a memo to warn both him and John about their involvement with Terezi and Vriska, telling them that the Scourge sisters are partaking in a dangerous game of rivalry-fueled flirtation, which has gotten both him and John killed at least once each. Karkat speaks from a time in which he's aware of a plan developing which may lead to the kids and trolls meeting each other, and does not look forward to the results of the gathering if these trends continue. John and Dave disregard his advice. Dave proceeds into the ruins and finds a legendary sword, Califulch, lodged in a block of gold. He breaks in to retrieve it and is told by Dave Sprite that the sword is critical to his personal quest as the Knight of Time. Terezi then tells him he's about to fall asleep, without knowing Vriska was behind this nap as well. Dave goes to sleep, and Dave Sprite defends him from a horde of powerful monsters. Before Dave wakes up, Dave Sprite leaves to find Bro. He does, and joins him in a battle against Jack. When Jade enters, Jack transforms into Bec Noir and defeats both of them. Bro is slain by his own sword, and the body is discovered by Dave later, who can't bring himself to retrieve the sword. While sleeping in the ruins, Dave's dream self wakes up again on Durce's moon. Following Rose's advice, he looks into the sky and takes off his shades. He gets the first glimpse of the gods. He then wakes up from hearing a gunshot fired by Jade as she battles an imp and quickly teleports away. The first of 3 times he sees her in this manner. He sees her again in the Lohacs, and again while visiting Jade's planet. He then goes on to make all the money needed to buy all the frame motifs, which are powerful battle techniques purchased from consorts, and to reach the top of his Esha ladder. Yeah, powerful battle techniques. Okay. He still wanted to know why he would never be able to reach John's level. To satisfy his curiosity, Terezi gives him a choice somewhere in the middle of his timeline. A choice to be decided by a coin flip. He could assign the outcome of the flip to mean he would either be shown now or later. The outcome of the flip, which Terezi did not even look at, was a constant. 2 realities are created by this 2 possible decisions. The decision to be shown now creates a doomed reality, wherein Dave becomes doomed. The decision to wait simply continues the alpha reality, and Dave remains the alpha Dave. Doomed Dave follows Terezi's instructions, given to him before the flip. He is able to go back in time, leaving his doomed timeline, and sleep on his quest bed. And if he has what it takes to reach his god tier, he will. Alpha Dave, after waiting some time, was instructed to go to the bed to find Sleeping Dave and kill him, thus allowing him to face the true gravity of the situation. Dave doesn't go through with it, and decides to end his collaboration with Terezi for the time being. Later, Doomed Dave wakes up, gets out of bed, and is immediately killed by Jack. 3:14 before the critical moment, Terezi watches and is upset by her involvement in his death. She runs off deeper into the lab. Dave travels to Jade's planet, the land of frost and frogs, while standing in the snow. He sees Jade appear briefly while fighting an imp, just as he did before in the ruins. He contacts her, and she mentions she has lost track of John. Dave tells her John's busy, without mentioning he was in the process of raising to the god tier. He says John can no longer be her server player, and they would have to make other plans. Dave tells her to deploy the IntelliBeam laser station in his apartment. This device allows very complex captcha codes for certain items, like a suburb disk, to be read, which couldn't otherwise be read by the human eye. Oh, that's a lot of words. Okay. He then reads a copy of his own server disk and uses it to connect as Jade's server player. He becomes the server player for both Rose and Jade, though past Dave would stay connected with Rose's connection, while he, as future Dave, would concern himself with Jade's connection. He deploys a new alchemitter and helps her upgrade it. With his massive reserve of grist accumulated in his travels and his more advanced torrenting capabilities, he allows Jade to alchemize some sophisticated equipment right away. A bit later, she contacts him again after learning of his dead bro and a dead Doom self. He assured her the dead Dave was just a Doom copy and he would be fine. She decides Jack needs to be stopped and they should come up with a better plan than Rose's suicide mission to stop him. He suggests the idea is futile, but lets her know she'd come to her own decision regardless and he'd be available to talk later if needed. Events from Jade's perspective. When Jade's dream self is killed, her robot explodes, destroying her room, causing her to fall. Beck transports her bed to break her fall. She falls asleep. Now dream dead, she has a dream in the bubble blown by a god in the furthest ring and meets a fairy there. Feferi, a Durst dreamer, went to sleep to convince the gods to establish dream bubbles where they can meet while asleep, as long as their dream selves are dead. While she is asleep, 4:13 before the critical moment, Jack destroys the troll's Durst, killing her and all the Durst dreamers. She, along with all the other trolls and Jade, would then only dream in the furthest ring, where she met Jade and attempted to show her the gods were harmless. But Jade sees through the bubble and catches a glimpse of the gods. She wakes up with a headache, scared of what she saw, and resolves to stay awake. Feferi messages her and introduces herself as the one from the dream. It is the second time they've spoken. The first time was long ago from Jade's perspective. Jade realizes her robot has exploded, causing her to remember that was her cue to message Karkat. She does, and the aforementioned confusion takes place in the memo with past and future Karkat. Past Karkat berates her, while future Karkat defends her. She reprimands both of them for arguing with each other, who are the same person separated by only 3 hours. Dave enters the memo and mocks future Karkat for his flirtation with Jade after the lecture he gave to John and Dave on the subject. Jade ends the conversation, and in no particular hurry to go back to him about the important matter he wanted to discuss. The meteor impact is imminent. John connects with her and helps her prepare for entry. She makes her entry item from the pre-punched card. A tree sprouts from the alchemeter, and a green beck-shaped pinata dangles from the branch. A green blindfold appears above her eyes, which she cannot remove. She attempts to strike the pinata with the butt of the rifle, which does no damage. Instead, it releases a burst of energy, causing the greenhouse to explode and Jade to fly out and fall. While falling, she takes a shot in the dark with her rifle. By this point, Beck has prototyped himself to become Becksprite, and has destroyed the meteor with a massive green energy blast, releasing a huge shockwave spreading over the surface of the Earth, destroying much of what had already been destroyed by the meteor storm of the Reckoning. I love how, in his attempt to stop the meteor from destroying Earth, Beck then destroys the Earth. Becksprite then appears in front of her bullet and redirects it into the head of the pinata, destroying it. Jade, her house, and a large part of her island, including the volcano, are all transported into the medium on Lofaf. She falls through the snow on Lofaf, now unblindfolded. Becksprite again breaks her fall with a bed, and again she falls asleep. She has a recollection of sitting on her bed back on Earth some time ago, working on John's present. It's then that Feferi contacts her the first time. Jade believes she is trolling her like the others, but she only means to reassure her what happened wasn't her fault, as well as inform her of her plan to establish the dream bubbles. But soon, both realize this is not a memory, but a dream they are currently sharing, with the memory as a stage. Feferi meets Jade in her room and compliments her on her work on the bunny. Feferi also claims to be dead. Jade wakes up again, just as agitated as the first time she woke up. Jade gets out of bed and realizes her lunch stop is still in the destroyed greenhouse. She begins her ascent, but is interrupted by an encounter with an imp, which takes her onto a trans-insiposphere journey, visiting many locations and passing by 3 instances of Dave, including a future Dave who ends up helping her later. The imp is finally killed by Becksprite. PM from post-apocalypse Earth, just after discovering her station and en route to the frog ruins, tries to issue commands to Jade through the terminal. Becksprite is alert to these commands and protectively destroys PM's terminal. Jade returns and finds her computer undamaged. Future Dave contacts her after seeing her out in the snow. He then becomes her server player and sets up her equipment after most of it was destroyed or transported before entry. As she prepares to alchemize new items, she is contacted by her fairy god troll, a distinction which does not necessarily have anything to do with being a kid's patron troll. Chavro seeks permission from her to commune with Beck again. The first time he did it was when she was very young and playing with her grandpa's flintlock pistols. She accidentally fired the gun at herself. Tavros communed with Beck to get him to transport the gun and the bullet away from her and towards her grandpa, who was picnicking with the blue doll, killing him. Tavros mistook him for an intruder, but regardless, Jade is upset by the revelation. He digs himself into a deeper hole by professing flushed feelings for her awkwardly, while making bold claims of his high self-esteem and confidence granted from new robot legs. Put off by this, she is not particularly receptive to his plan to commune with Becksprite to take on Jack Noir and ends the conversation. Vriska, who is reading the conversation, mocks Tavros for his false show of confidence. She continues to take jabs at him, calling him a coward, unable to do the one thing she asked, which would have given him real confidence. She refers to the incident preceding her resurrection to the god tier. After she was nearly beaten to death by Aradia, Tavros finds her, believing her to be dead. He attempts to bring her back to life with a kiss. Oh, okay, so that would have brought her back to life. Right, because of the whole kissing and the wake, she would wake up as her dream self, and yeah, right, I remember mechanics now. But having woken up on Prospit after the beating, Vriska's dream self is able to control his mind. She makes him choke himself, simply to prevent the kiss to avoid the standard resurrection process, which would prohibit god tier ascension. She does not wish to control him completely, intending to leave the following decisions to him to make him stronger. Instead, she merely controls his hand to write messages to himself using her blood. She instructs him to take him to her quest cocoon, and to kill her on the sacrificial slab before she bleeds to death. He hesitates, and she continues to insist, while her dream self gradually takes on the same wounds inflicted on her real self, causing her demands to become more desperate. The more desperate she gets, the more terrified Tavros becomes, and he finally flees without killing her. She eventually dies, and is resurrected on the battlefield as the Thief of Light. Still holding this against him, she berates him for his newfound attitude, and regards his plan to influence the kid's timeline as a cheap imitation of her tactics. She brags about the way she's manipulated events on their timeline so far by practicing her abilities on Jade repeatedly, causing her to fall asleep frequently. She describes ways in which she has inserted her agenda into existing events, tipping off agents to the whereabouts of the Meow Code book, and other such incidents which contributed to the rise of yknow, so she could claim responsibility for his existence before taking him on herself. Tavros becomes angry with her incessant mockery and the extent of her treachery, and decides to seek her out to challenge her. She waits for him somewhere in the lab. After the conversation with Tavros, Jade alchemizes a number of items, one of which is a legendary rifle, Ahab's Crosshairs, supplied by Eridan. Eridan, now believing himself to be a powerful wizard, feels he's surpassed the need for the weapon and gives it to Jade to fuel the rivalry he mistakenly assumes she has with Rose, as payback for Rose's early dismissal of his black advances. Jade recognizes it as one of the weapons she included with the bunny for John. The weapons were provided by her pen pal, who she accidentally revealed to be her grandson from the future. The pen pal swore her to secrecy on the matter, so she did the same with Eridan, though he admitted this would be the last time he talked to any human regardless. Realizing the new rifle would serve as a sort of heirloom to her grandson, she decided to discard it outside her house and allow it to reach her grandson eventually, however it may. Eridan then blew up the Johnny Top. Another item she created was a pair of junior compass-youth spectagoggles, allowing her to see anything in the Inciposphere at the present moment. She saw John as the heir of breath on the battlefield, Rose on Lawhog talking to Doc Scratch, Dave Sprite's pendant covered in blood nearby Bro's dead body, and a slain doomed Dave. She contacts Dave to make sure he's alright. She then comes up with a plan to take on yknow. She contacts Tavros again to talk about the plan he proposed, but he has left to take on Vriska. She has only one idea left. She goes up to her grandpa's lab, summons Beck Sprite, and tosses in her dead dream self, which her grandpa had retrieved from the battlefield and stuffed many years ago. Beck Sprite becomes Jade Sprite, but Dream Jade is not pleased by the transformation. She freaks out and releases the typical First Guardian pyrotechnics. The lab plummets, crushing the column and greenhouse below. It bounces away from the house, rolling into a large snowball, and settles near a green stump. The two Jades sit in a state of dismay amidst the rubble of the lab in the glow of a damaged fourth wall. As the clock ticks down to the critical event, the most important character in Homestuck sits and watches this pandemonium ensue. And then the second most important character in Homestuck positions a shitty drawing of himself in front of the typewriter and writes this recap. I think this typewriter is running out of ribbon ink. Thank God, that white ink is such a pain in the ass to read, almost as much as these recaps are to write. Highlighting all that white text crashed my browser. Sorry, why don't we get back to what's happening on the other side of the coat? These poor girls are very upset and emotional, and we kind of left them hanging. Okay. Pretty sure my throat is just gushing blood right now. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to stop talking for the rest of the weekend, I think. And we will maybe do this again later. Next weekend is when I'm planning on doing Hiveswap Act 2, though. But yeah, this is it for today. I'm tired, my voice hurts, and I'm going to stop talking now. Y'all have a good day, and bye-bye.